What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Liberal Loudmouth. And we are back again for some more action. What's up, guys? We're just getting started. Come on in. Got to turn my shit down. To the people on YouTube, welcome aboard. What's up? What's up? I just started, so give it a second. We'll get going. Got to find myself here. I've got to find myself. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. Share. We are live. Boom. Yeah, I'm probably only going to be going until noon today. Just FYI. Let's see. Rah, welcome in. Good to see you. Jay, what's up, y'all? Cosmic Pat, welcome aboard. So go ahead and start tapping the screen. Let's get those likes up to 10K as quickly as we can. You know, do all the things, share it out, all the things. I just did a video about the Don't Tread on Me crowd. It's kind of stupid, but so are they. That's what they deserve. Today we'll be talking about the execution that occurred yesterday in Minnesota. And I believe is the 9th ICE pew-pewing of people, and they were all in their vehicles at the time. If you don't get out of the car, we're going to shoot you in the face. That's the U.S. government. And MAGA, they're like, well, just get out of the car. But when it was like, wear a mask. Like, don't tread on me. You can't tread on me. I'm going to go and shit on the desk at the Capitol and smear my poop on the wall. Remember, MAGA thinks this is domestic terrorism, but Ashley Babbitt wasn't. That's funny you bring that up, Gabby, because I actually had posted on Twitter to somebody in my final, after I'd said what I said about ICE. I'm like, so was Ashley Babbitt just not doing what police told her to do? Yeah. Yeah, like I said yesterday towards the end of the live, they don't even, like, the hypocrisy doesn't bother them. They just don't care. Yeah, Babbitt didn't just comply. Rowena, what's up? What's up? Oh, do we have a guest already? Yeah, I didn't really have an opening statement necessarily. I think most of us probably already know what's going on. Oh, God, a hoodlum. Why am I starting the day off with hoodlum?
Because you love me.
Oh, God, help me. Anyway,
I'm like your yin to the yang, buddy.
No, you're like a trigger warning. You know, you're like you trigger me because you bring back the memories of all of the bad days.
I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault, but that's okay.
I understand that, but you know, but I blocked all of those motherfuckers, but I didn't block you because, you know, technically speaking, you didn't have anything to do with it. But I did actually get a message yesterday from somebody, and they were like, I just want to explain to you the person that you're platforming, and sent me a video of a guy channel. Basically, it appeared to create his whole channel based on an investigation on Chip Barnes. You know, they're making the rounds trying to deplatform more people. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Take that shit back down to 8 Mile. I don't give a fuck. Like, Jesus Christ.
I just wanted to come up and say that while we were live yesterday, somebody, had the breaking news about what had happened in Minnesota. And knowing absolutely nothing about the situation, I called it. I said that this individual most likely used the vehicle as a weapon and they took lethal force. And then I was later watching the video that kind of confirmed that.
Oh, right? So you could, okay, so your reality is like Rick and Morty reality. You went into an alternate dimension and existed there for a moment in order to justify whatever this administration does.
So I would just like to say this, Tim. when regardless of whether you think that the encounter with police or ICE is warranted, the fact that they have jurisdiction through MIMS to ask somebody to exit the vehicle, and she failed to do so, right? Then chose to put the car in drive to put the officer that was in front of her vehicle in jeopardy. Like, we have case law after case law after case law. The outrage about the woman's choices and her rims mea or
Mens rea.
mens rea. Yeah, like, we don't need to prove her intentions. Her actions put herself in a situation where the officer took the action based
So
on criminal.
why was the
Okay.
officer in front of
Okay,
an
well, hold on.
unsuspicious person's car? Is my question.
Okay, hold on. So what you said about MIMS is not true, Hoodlum. MIMS does not allow ICE the authority to do anything. In MIMS, if you go back and read MIMS, it deals with a traffic stop that is already taking place, sir, by a local authority that has the authority to do traffic stops. ICE has no jurisdiction over U.S. citizens, period. They deal with immigration. That's it. There is no statute that allows them to detain a U.S. citizen for any reason whatsoever, unless the U.S. citizen is engaged in a federal crime, or they have reasonable articulable suspicion that they are an immigrant themselves. And the
So
moment
she
that,
was-
that it's proven, they can't tell you to get out of your car. They have no right to do that. The
so she
entire
was
stop
impeding- she
was unlawful.
impeding- listen,
No, she wasn't.
She
No,
was.
she wasn't.
Tim.
Let me pull
Yes,
this
she
up.
was.
Let me pull this up because we're going to go through this.
Very clear.
We're going to go through this frame by frame, and I'm going to explain
And let's
something to you.
just make
Something
sure
you may
that
have
we're under the
missed.
understanding that she was leading the protest against these officers and had
Protest,
been
by the
following
way.
them around.
Pro-
Tim.
I
She
know
wasn't
she
backing
was
out of her
targeted.
driveway.
She was targeted.
No. She
Okay.
targeted
Look,
them. Let's
do you
get
see
that
this
straight.
vehicle right here? This vehicle was stuck. Did you know that? Or did you miss that?
I'm fully aware of the situation.
Okay,
Tim.
so this vehicle is stuck. This person comes upon a vehicle that is stuck. And you're telling me that this vehicle is now impeding?
Yes,
is that what you're
is
going with? That is
that's
alternate
exactly-
reality, Hoodlum. That's alternate
Tim,
reality. Hoodlum.
May I say something?
Yes.
I want to pick
Yes,
his
you may.
logic apart. I really want to pick
Sure.
this guy's logic apart. So let's assume that you're correct, Hoodlum, that or ICE, not law enforcement, ICE was in the right to do everything they did. After they shot, why did every single ICE officer back away as if they made a mistake? Why didn't they do their job enforcing the law, protecting us if that's their true job? Because from
That's
my
not
point
their
of view,
true
from the
job.
video, it's not, you can't just say it's not true when we have a video
Listen.
up, man. You
Listen,
can't just say it's not true
yeah.
over and over and make it a reality. I'm
Was it
sorry.
Jack- hold
but
on,
can we play
Jack
the video
Stereo.
showing that by chance?
Yes,
Jack
I have the
Stereo.
video here, and I'm going to go
Jack
through
Let's
it.
play the
Stereo.
Hoodlum.
We're gonna go
Stop
through it.
talking, dude.
We're gonna go through
Let's
it.
watch the
Excuse me,
video.
you're-
Hold
you're
on.
not my
Watch the
keeper.
video.
You're not my keeper.
Okay, we're gonna go through the video frame by frame.
Yeah, someone that bumps someone.
He's just going to deny it because he's
Who-
delusional.
Yo, fuck you. No. I'm not gonna
Who's-
let this shit happen. What you're trying to do is you're trying to fucking gaslight this
Who
shit.
is this?
And what happened is
B-Rad. Hold on, B-Rad. Hold on.
Alright, I'll chill.
Yeah,
I'll
so
chill, I'll chill.
I'm not sure what exactly, like, where we were here in this conversation between
ICE
Jack
agent's running
and
away.
Hoodlum.
That's what my point was.
So, okay, so let's just go through this. So I have Premiere Pro, and I can do this frame by frame here. All right, I want to point out that in less than 2 seconds from the time that he puts his hand on his holster, he's fired 3 shots. Watch. You can see the timestamp down here in the bottom.
And he's clearly about to get ran over. Are
He
you
is
fucking
not.
stupid?
Why is this
B-Rad.
wheel turned right? Holy crap.
Hold on. Let's
Sorry.
watch. Yeah, hold on, guys. Okay.
So delusional.
We're going to go to this point right here. We'll just go through it frame by frame. All right. And so she's starting to move forward here, and her tires are sliding. You see that? So she's
No, they're
really
not sliding.
yes. Watch.
They're
you don't.
turning.
They're sliding. It's
They're
icy.
turning.
They're
Look,
turning on the fucking ice,
it's
you idiot.
it's
Holy
sliding.
shit.
No, they're
Her-
turning in the direction of the officer.
Quit
Listen,
arguing semantics.
it's
They're turning to the right
sliding.
away from the officer.
Her wheels are spinning.
Mhm.
The wheels are spinning.
Thank God for the ice, or else the agent probably would have got ran over.
Okay, now watch this. So we are at 13:20, right? 13 seconds, 20, whatever. right here at 14, I believe it's 15. Right here, he draws 14,
No.
15.
No,
Right here.
You're not.
Look at this.
You
No.
don't even
Look, 14,
Listen.
15 at the bottom corner, bottom left. Can you not see it? Right here, 14, 15.
First of all, who is the shooter, Tim?
Can you keep it down?
This guy
Hoodlum?
right
Thank
here.
you so much.
This guy
Yeah,
right
that's
here.
right. Yeah,
That's
let's-
the
let's-
shooter. Do you see
Yeah.
his hand on his?
Yeah,
do you see his hand on
Do you
his?
see the brake
Hoodlum,
light?
Do you
on
see
the
his-
Can you
reverse
keep it
light?
do
down?
you-
No,
hold
because
on.
she's
Do
in
you
drive,
see?
Tim.
Shh, you said
She's in
no.
drive.
Hoodlum, hold on. You said no to the fact that he is starting to draw his weapon
Yeah,
at
because
14,
she's in
15.
drive, Tim.
Hoodlum, stop.
in-
Shh, Hoodlum, shut up.
Not in fucking drive, you idiot.
We're going
God damn.
through frame by frame. You can talk about it afterwards. So at 14, 15, he begins to pull his gun from his holster, right? We see this. And watch, we're talking, this is a second, right? This is within seconds. So she's moving forward. Now watch, her tire right here begins to turn to the right. Do you see this? Do you see the tire turning to the right? Do you see that? And we're not even a second in. Now I want you to watch the guy, the shooter. He's leaning over the hood. He's leaning over the hood, directing his gun right at the face of this individual. You can see it right here. Now watch. Look where his foot is whenever this. Look where his foot is. He's
Wow, look
clear.
at that car trying to
He's
avoid
clear.
the ice agent.
He's clear
Look at
of the.
that car.
Shh. He's clear of the vehicle. Do you see the tire turned to the right to avoid this person? You see that? We all see it. This is 15, 16. This is within a second of him drawing his gun.
That's the first shot.
That's the first shot. Within a fucking
Look
second.
at where his people
Just
saying that he got run over.
barely over a second from the time that he pulls his gun out.
I got a question
Just
for you,
barely
liberal.
over a second.
And as
Hold
soon as
on.
he pulled
we're-
his gun out, he was
hold
ready
the
to,
fuck
he was ready
on,
to murder
people.
that woman.
Hold on. We're going through this frame by frame. You guys can talk about it afterwards and we can go back to certain spots. We're going through what's happening.
Self-defense.
Okay. So his toe is very clear of that vehicle when he fires this first shot. Watch this. You hear that? That's the first shot. Look where his fucking foot is. It is not in the path of the vehicle, neither is that man's body. Now he fires two more shots.
Is it
There.
still self-defense at this point when a car's driving away and you're shooting at it? That's the real question.
Yeah.
So, Tim,
No,
I have
it's
one
not.
question
Hold
for you.
on.
Hold on.
Hold
It's not.
on.
How long are we going to hold?
Until we're done going through this frame by frame.
We just did.
Because,
She's already dead at this point,
hold
by
on.
the way.
She's still trying to assault the officer, according to Hoodlum, even though she's driving away.
Listen,
That poor woman that's
That
on the
was
side of the
the-
road with her car stuck, too.
right
Had to watch
here,
that.
this is the third shot.
Yeah.
That's the
Definitely
moment
trying to
he
hit that cop.
fired 3 shots. That's his third shot. He is behind her.
Yep.
He is behind her.
Are you? Can I?
Period.
All right, Hoodlum, what's your mental
Okay.
jargon to excuse this
Now,
now?
we have this
so-
available. We can go back
Yep.
to any point
Sure.
in it if you want to, counter something. Go
Sure,
ahead, Hoodlum.
So your perspective is all behind the vehicle. You have the luxury of being able to see the direction of the wheels, and the officer that's standing in front of the vehicle does not. And I would argue the only thing that he has the perspective of is that she is moving forward towards him and is a direct threat to his life.
Hoodlum.
That is not
She
true.
is turning to the right after the second and third
Am I
shot.
wrong? Hold
Where
on,
is
am I
the
wrong?
direct?
You are
No,
wrong.
tell me how I'm wrong.
Can you stay on
Because-
mute? Thank you so much. Liberal, I
because-
got a question for you.
What?
Was that police officer in front of the vehicle throughout the entirety of this
No.
video clip? Where?
Yes.
So he wasn't
No,
there at
no.
the beginning
Now
of the
Yes,
watch.
he
clip?
was.
Now watch.
Hoodlum,
I'm gonna
keep it
Yes, he
down.
was.
I didn't ask you.
Okay, I'm gonna hit play and we're gonna watch it in real time. You're gonna watch the shooter walk around the back of the vehicle and go around the side of the vehicle as the others come in and they try to blockade this person. This was a targeted execution. Watch. Oh, I need to go back further. Hold on. Right here. This guy right here
But
is
listen,
the shooter.
she backed
Hold
up
on.
and-
This right here is the shooter. If she wanted to attack this man, guess what she would have done?
backed up her vehicle.
And she
pointed
didn't
at
do
him.
it, did she?
No, she backed her vehicle up.
If
And
she
pointed
wanted
at
After
to,
he was out of the
if
way,
she
retard,
wanted to
Jesus
hurt
Christ.
this man, she would have backed over him right here.
She tried to.
No, she
Can
didn't.
you shut up, hoodlum?
Do you see the reverse lights and how they're
He
not
tried
lit?
to, fucking moron.
Do you see the reverse lights and how they are not activated? That means she's not in reverse. She had her brakes on, in fact, and that vehicle
Okay,
stopped
let's
her.
watch the lights.
Now look,
Let's watch the lights.
she backs up
Watch
at
the
some
lights.
point to do a 3-point turn.
A 3-point turn.
That's what she did.
Watch right here. The lights
There's the
come
lights.
on.
Hey, retard, there's the
Uh-huh.
lights.
There's
Hey,
the
look,
lights.
there's the
She's
lights.
backing
Any
up.
color?
This man approached
Look,
the vehicle.
And
Yep.
I want you to look at, do you see how the tires are turned there? Which means she's going to back up and go this way. And this is how you do a 3-point turn when you're trying to turn to the right. If she wanted to hit that guy, she would have turned her
Why
wheel
would she
straight
park like that,
and she
Tim?
would have gone forward.
Why would she park like that, Tim?
Because this
Who
vehicle
gives
right
a
over.
fuck? Dude,
Hold
no,
quit
on.
that's
dodging the
incorrect.
question.
Hold on.
She had been
Hold
following
on.
them around all day. She
Listen.
is the leader.
Shh. You asked me a question. Because this vehicle right here is an ICE vehicle and it was stuck. And it's in the middle of the road.
This
And
is a
she comes
narrative.
across. No, this is what happened. This is what happened. In fact, somebody in this video at some point is screaming, "You shot my neighbor." So does she even live in that area? I don't know. But still yet, this guy is stuck. This is
Tim,
reported. This is
In a court of
reported.
law,
This is what
you
ICE
know damn
said.
well she is in the wrong, and you
We know
it.
what the court's going to do, Hoodlum.
Can
Yeah,
you shut up?
even if
hoodlum?
he was in the wrong,
We
doesn't mean
already
anything.
So,
we already know what the court is going to do.
Yeah,
they're
because
going
we
to
have
find
case
this
law.
man to
We
have
have case
defended
law.
himself because
Let
the
me
government's the
Look,
government's
you're as dumb as your
role.
fucking pictures, man.
The
You're fucking
government's
dumb
Is
as
the
role-
law
goatee.
dumb? The law's dumb now.
Okay, hold on. The government's role is to perpetuate its own authority, and when it sends jackbooted Nazi thugs to target and kill somebody through execution, the courts will back that up. They've been doing it. So we already know what the court's going to rule. We already know
So, Liberal,
they're not even
is
going to bring
there-
charges.
Is there any law enforcement agency in the entire country that trains their officers to put themselves in front of a moving vehicle?
Let me
No.
make it a point again.
Can we
She
can we
backed
can
up
we
and
find can we
pointed the
please find
vehicle
Hoodlum?
at
Can you
him.
shut up?
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
not.
Yeah,
I wanna-
I mean, there's four other
Okay.
people
Honestly,
on the
just,
fucking
honestly,
panel.
just let him talk.
Hoodlum,
I
just
want to hear what he
mute.
has to say,
So
and I don't agree with him. I just want to hear what he has to say. Finally,
So
please.
yeah, can we find like one training manual for any agency? It doesn't matter what it is, where it trains the officer to put his body in the front of a moving vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
when
He
you
got
play
out
the-
of the way though.
So you're
When
not
you
going
play-
to.
listen,
That's
when
the
you-
reality is you're not going
when
to
you-
find one fucking training manual for any goddamn law enforcement agency that teaches officers to walk from the back
me
of a
make it
vehicle
very
to the
clear.
front of a
Let me
vehicle
make
and
it
stand
clear.
in front of it.
When
Yeah,
she
you're not going to
makes
do
this-
that
when
because
she
this
makes-
guy didn't follow any of his training. He
Hey,
was
Okay.
never
listen,
trained to do this.
Listen, can I make my
And,
point? When-
all he wanted to
We've
do
had
was
50
people
points,
that
Hoodlum.
day.
You can't make
that's
the
the
three
reality.
point until
okay,
you try
okay,
it.
okay. I'm going to bring in the timer because Hoodlum, you've spoken quite a bit, and there are other people who haven't spoken at all, and yet you continue to want to go. And I understand that your opposition, that's fine. But let me get around. I'm going to start on the top left. I'm going to go with Hoodlum. We're going to go around the room. Go ahead and make your point. You've got 65 seconds to do so.
Yeah, so when she initiated the reverse, we know this based on the lights in the back, was just before the first officer addresses her at her door. He asks her to step out of the vehicle. She backs up, repositioning her vehicle. And at the time that you're looking at the screen right now, that officer is at her right front fender. When she backs up, she puts the officer clearly in front of her vehicle without him even having to move. Right there.
No,
Yes.
He
And
no,
then
hold on.
she
I want to
puts it in
rebut. Let me
drive.
Let me pause your timer here real quick, because what you just said is not borne out in reality. You claimed that she put the officer in front of the vehicle after
Correct.
she backed up. I want you to look at where that man is right now while she's still backing up. Do you see the vehicle is still going backwards?
Yeah,
See,
let's
this is
watch
the
it.
alternate dimension that I'm talking about with you guys. You guys went to another dimension and you created some other fucking reality and then tried to apply that to this, but we have video evidence that disputes
we do.
what you just said. Look at this. Do you see her reverse lights, hoodlum?
Yep.
She is backing up, and look where that motherfucker is standing.
No,
He's
continue,
right there. He's in front of the vehicle. He
Now,
put
after she
himself
repositioned
there.
the vehicle,
No,
correct.
that is incorrect. He moved himself in front
Are
of
we
the
not
vehicle.
watching the same video?
Yes, but you are living in an alternate universe. Okay, you have 30 seconds left. Go ahead.
Yeah, so now that he is in front of her vehicle based on her repositioning, she has now placed it in drive and makes the forward movement that directly puts his life in jeopardy. Imminent threat is imminent force.
Imminent. I bet you felt hard saying that. Wow.
You
Imminent
know what,
threat is
sir?
imminent
Your
force.
fragility is not my problem.
Fucking neckbeard fuck.
Me. Cry all
yeah.
you want, buddy.
Okay, Jax Daru, go ahead.
Thank you. So, I mean, I think everyone except Hoodlum is in reality here, seeing where that car turns. Let's just again assume Hoodlum's correct, that ICE was 100% in the right. I'm confused where, again, why is ICE in front of a car? I don't think any law enforcement agency tells you, hey, go stand in front of a dangerous vehicle with your gun as an act of stopping it. Don't think that's taught anywhere, Hoodlum. Don't think you have the IQ to recognize that either. Secondly, you see her turn. She clearly turns to where the tires are pointed away from the cop or the ICE agent, whatever the fuck he is. It's clearly away. There's a step 1, tires turning to the right. Step 2, driving away. Step 3, cop shoots, in that order. It wasn't step 1, slam on the brakes and go straight at this ICE agent. So I don't think we can correctly argue with people who just deny what video evidence shows in their face. And Hoodlum, there's probably a reason your entire page is just plastered with your ugly ass neckbeard with no fucking women in it, because you're a lonely fucking soul that no one gives a fuck about.
Mens rea means that we don't have to worry about her intentions, only her actions.
Okay,
yeah?
Chip
Tell
Barnes.
that to Germany, you fucking Nazi.
Chip Barnes, go ahead.
I know, the law hurts. I just
I know. Being a soulless fat fuck hurts too, but
Okay.
nothing's going to change that for you,
All right.
is it?
I'm sure that makes you feel good to call names and shit. We don't need all that. Chip, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a tragic incident. You can side with the law enforcement. You can side with the woman. That's really insignificant. I think the bigger picture is, do we want to live in a country that has a very aggressive immigration force that is interacting with civilians in ways that is very, very threatening to the public? This is my point of view. I'm happy for the laws of immigration to be enforced. I think that's reasonable. I think how you go about it makes a huge difference. And law enforcement is not God. They serve a role in society. Hopefully the point is to keep the country safe and keep the country prosperous. This is not working in that direction. It's obvious that the latitude that these officers are being given by their superiors is too broad. And they're treating anybody who's not wearing their uniform as if they're the enemy. And the way they approached this woman in this case was unnecessary. Someone ran up to her door, tried to violently pull it open, probably scared the woman, and that's why she probably tried to move out of the way, and then the person shot her. This approach is, I believe, short-sighted, and it's going to turn the society against them, which is the opposite of what you want. That's my point of view.
So what you don't address is the fact that this woman wasn't coming
I
out
agree,
of her
Chip.
home. It was the
Do we
fact
mute
that she had
Hoodlum?
been
It's not his fucking
moving.
turn. I know he can't keep time, but
I'm
he's a fucking
rebutting.
idiot.
It's called rebutting.
Well,
We're
I
letting
give
everyone take their
45
turn, and then you
seconds.
can rebut. Can you fucking listen?
Yeah, I normally give 45 seconds, but you start to speak after everybody has spoken. Just wait and let everybody have their say.
Fair enough, Tim. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough, Tim. You haven't done it at all for anybody.
Okay.
Idiot.
Okay, Jack. Wrong.
Mute his ass, please. Mute me too. I don't care. Keep it fair.
Yeah, I'm about to drop you because you're the one that keeps interrupting. So please stop it. Romulin,
Sure.
go ahead. Rumbling. Go ahead.
So I actually, Chip, I couldn't say it any better than he did. So he pretty much kind of said everything that I was going to say. I guess since I have 60 seconds, I'll just say I don't think that she was naive of the risk and the danger that she was in when she did this. She's a patriot. She's she's protesting something that she doesn't believe in. I think I can't think of anything more American than to protest things that you don't believe in. And it's just tragic. And the cop might have thought that he was in imminent danger. And I don't think that the cop, I don't think it was an execution like you're kind of making it out to be, that they planned on doing this to her. I think it's just an accumulation of a lot of different factors, and it's tragic. It shouldn't have happened. Other measures could have been done. They obviously weren't. She's a martyr for a cause that she believed in. So I think people should honor her for that, even if you disagree.
Yeah, thank you, Rumbling. Well said. But ICE does target people who go out and tell people where they are. We've seen this in the past. That lady that they shot, a month or two ago, she was somebody that they were looking for. So whether that's the case here or not, I don't know, but it looks as if this was targeted.
So there's a difference between being a patriot and protesting.
It's
and
eucalyptus
preventing the ICE agents from doing their job.
Just mute him.
Hoodlum, it's not your turn to speak.
Just mute him.
Eucalyptus, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Hoodlum is just so rude. He can't practice being civil at all whatsoever and just wait his turn. He wants to speak over everyone's. And it's extremely frustrating, liberal. But as you can tell here, this guy, whatever the orange man tells him is the truth. We know this now. If Donald Trump came out and said the sky is purple tomorrow, that means the sky is purple. We see here with this agency that has no authority to do traffic stops and pull people over are giving demands, traffic demands. And you see this bigot, this pig who signed up for a paycheck to take advantage of his own people, walk from the back of the vehicle to the front of the vehicle and put himself in harm's way, right? Everyone got to witness that. And you also got to witness this trigger-happy person have their weapon on the gun before any movement actually even took place within seconds. He couldn't wait to point that pew-pew at this woman's face and take the shots he needed to take in order to unalive her.
Yeah, and you're right. He has no authority to do what he's doing right here. And no unlawful searches and seizures. Whatever happened to that? APAC, welcome in. Good to see you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a little, as you may know, a little torn over this. I'm erring increasingly more on the side that that what was done was unjust, that there wasn't reasonable force used. So I guess where I'm struggling, just to be honest, is, and I think what is the law and what is moral could be different in this case. I don't fully know. I think the videos seem to suggest that it was immoral, because if someone's trying to flee, even from a police officer, usually it doesn't result in that kind of an outcome. So I don't know. I'm just looking to learn more, and I know that this is such a significant topic since we have almost 400 people on this live. So, but thank you for airing this information. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, APAC. It is a very sensitive topic, and I know people are upset, and that's why I'm trying to apply patience here with everybody, because there's reason to be pissed off right now. Okay, and I get it. So, Donovan, welcome in. Go ahead.
Hey, Loudmouth. Nice to see you.
What's up, man? Yep.
So, yeah, 45 Virginia voted for the top G, Donald Trump. I am MAGA. However,
we lost you there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
Let me give you some time. Let me give you some time. I
appreciate that. I am MAGA, but I have not lost control of my faculties. If you are looking at this situation and you're being honest, this woman was simply trying to leave. She was not trying to use her vehicle as a weapon. This is an American citizen. This was a mother. This was a widow. And to justify this type of action, MAGA is supposed to be doing righteous work. ICE is supposed to be doing righteous work. Do not make the unforced error of supporting this. This was more than likely a poorly trained individual who was maybe a little cowardly and had an itchy trigger finger. He should be prosecuted because it is an excessive use of force and unlawful. Don't get it twisted. Use your brain.
I appreciate that. Respect. I mean, that's why, like, the don't tread on me crowd, I don't understand. Hey, guys, real quick, we have almost 400 people in here. We haven't even reached 10,000 likes yet. Can we tap the screen, please? Would you please just tap the screen? It's free. Let's get to, 25K as quickly as we can. I also have a gifting goal. If you want to support the live, let's do that. I have my Crash App and Vimo on my bio. Now, Hoodlum, you would probably want to rebut anybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, so let's make it very clear. I am not 100% on police force. I'm not a cuck for the man. I'm not a cuck for the government. But what I am for is the law, right? And I am for the understanding that this officer, as much as you hate his decision to become an ICE agent, like, he has a family too, right? Like, he has a wife, probably has kids, and it's this dehumanization of ICE agents by the left that is really rich. Like, you have a woman here who has been actively protesting the actions of these individuals doing their job all afternoon, and now she has put herself in a position where she's completely impeding their progress, and all of a sudden the actions of not abiding by illegal order of getting out of the vehicle is rich, that somehow she's supposed to put it in drive, lunge towards the officer that has no perspective of her wheels, that sees her as a direct threat. It's amazing to me.
Well, that sounds like situational awareness problem of the officer. If he's not aware of the trajectory of the vehicle while he's standing in front of the goddamn vehicle, that makes no sense. Also, he has no authority to do a traffic stop as an ICE agent, as we've stated this before. They have no jurisdiction over U.S. citizens. I don't know if you know that or not. They have no jurisdiction over state and local law, Hoodlum. So even if she was, quote unquote, impeding traffic, they have no ability or authority to fucking stop her and tell her to move or leave or anything. They'd have to call the local authorities to do that. They chose not to. He chose to put his own body in front of that vehicle when she's trying to get away from people who are trying to abduct her, because she's watched people abduct these people and she's trying to get away from that. I don't know why you're even why this is even a problem. And in fact, the vehicle that's impeding traffic is the one on the other side of her vehicle, which is an ICE vehicle, Hoodlum. ICE was stuck. They were trying to get unstuck. That's why this traffic jam in the middle of the road occurred. And all of a sudden, ICE wants to come over there and demand that you leave. What kind of fucking country do you want to live in, Hoodlum? What kind of fucking country where the government can come and demand, shut the fuck up, where the country shut the fuck up, because I'm not done yet. Hold on. I'm not done yet. What kind of country do you want to live in when the fucking government can come and demand you do anything without any authority whatsoever, and you have to comply? Otherwise, they put a gun in your face and pull the trigger and end your fucking life. And you're like, yay, it might have stubbed his toe on the tire. We don't want that. Get the fuck out of here. Jack, go ahead.
Can I just say, part of the reason why she felt protected enough to do this, what she did, was because ICE agents don't have jurisdiction to perform traffic stops, detain American citizens, and that's why she did what she did. And they did, even though he's approaching her car to take her out of the vehicle, maybe she should have stopped. It was an illegal, it wasn't a lawful order. It's not up for debate either.
So when somebody,
you still have 40 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, and it's not up for debate. But Hoodlum, go ahead and take my extra 30 seconds.
Yeah. So while you say they don't have the right to make a traffic stop, they do have the right to hold somebody accountable that is preventing them from doing their investigation. It's called obstruction, and that is enforceable, and that's exactly what she was being pulled
Not
out of the
enforceable
car
by
because of.
capital punishment.
No, being pulled out and arrested. She refused to step out of the vehicle. It was a lawful order.
They cannot detain U.S. citizens, sir.
And they were given
Liberal loudmouth,
conflicting
I have a
orders.
question. Can we all come in agreement that there was one ICE officer saying, stop right there, stop, and there was another saying, go on, go, and she was getting conflicting orders?
I'm not sure I know that the one that walked up to the door said, get the fuck out of the car, which
But
is...
she was also waving on someone at the beginning, responding to a
She
verbal
did.
command.
That is true. So let's, here, let me pull this back up. Let's go back to the beginning. We'll watch it again and listen. I've got to unmute it. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, she was waving the
There's
car.
the waving. There's
Yeah.
the waving. She thought that pickup was going to pass her. These guys get out. Get out of the car.
Yeah. Well, so look at this guy waving his hand. Watch this. Do you see this? Do you see that?
Yeah.
What is he like to me? If I saw somebody doing that, it means go on, move on.
Yeah. Hoodlum, what do you think that means right there? That first cop closest to us. What do you think he's saying right there? Is he saying stop, get out, or I'll shoot you?
I don't know what you're referring to. Can you
The picture
elaborate?
right in front of you,
Look,
dude. The
it's-
guy right in
Watch,
front of
he's
us.
waving his hand.
Right in
The
front
what?
of us, man. You see that,
The
Hoodlum?
driver or the passenger?
The dude
No,
right in
the
front
guy-
of us.
the cop
There's one
right there
guy
with his
outside the
hand
car,
out.
man. It's not that
Look.
complicated.
Look, he's waving. Is
Yeah,
that
he's telling him to take the lead.
Yeah.
okay? So, do you think that could be confusing for this person who is seeing this guy go like this?
No.
You don't. If you had an officer in the road doing this, you wouldn't believe. There's no chance that you would believe that he was telling you
For
to
the sake
move
of his
on.
argument, he has to say no because he's
So I would
fucked
argue.
otherwise.
I would argue that a verbal command it takes precedent over some gesture.
Oh, and
you've
civilians
got
are supposed to know
one
that,
cop
right?
is saying move on, the other cop is saying get the fuck out of the car.
That's your assumption.
So
No, that's
it's
what
also
happened.
your assumption. That's also your assumption. You
Yeah.
can't just say that.
Well,
Hey,
we
Liberal, I got another request for you. I'm dropping into the comments here the Immigration's Custom and Enforcement Agency's internal policy on the use of deadly force. Okay, this is the exact document. I would like you to show the entire world, these 350 viewers, what ICE did this morning to their internal memo, which is available for the public to view. I think it tells a story on its own.
okay,
And Eucalyptus,
so
I have to drop in a sec, so I just want one final word, Liberal, and I promise I'll drop. Hoodlum, you made a comment earlier saying you're not a cuck for the right, you're not a cuck for the person in charge. Can you please answer why your entire page is just plastered in anti-left propaganda and looks like a Russian bot if you don't glaze this presidency? I mean, if you're saying you don't glaze them, can you give me an example of someone who does glaze it? Because you just look like a right thumper to me with no sense in your eyes.
so
I don't believe in communism, and I'm never going to align.
Yeah,
with
but you have a bunch of anti-left propaganda. It sure sounds like you're glazing the right, buddy. You know what being a cuck for
Okay.
the right even means?
He may not glaze the right, but he glazes fascism.
Yeah, he does. I'm out of here, though. Thank you, Liberal. Hoodlum, go fuck yourself. You'll be alone
I
forever.
love you too, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
see ya, Jack. Okay, well, we can move on, but Eucalyptus, is what you're showing me the fact that they've redacted all of the information in that document? Is that what we're seeing?
That's what we're witnessing. Yes, it's a
And
cover
they
up.
did this recently.
Just now.
Look at this, guys. This is
They
the most.
got to retool
this is
it so that way they can spin it.
The transparency. This is the transparent administration. Remember that, guys. Okay, Chip, would you like to go? Chip is teacupped. I've got 22 people looking to get onto this panel, so if
I'm
you're
here.
teacupping, I will just start dropping you. But go ahead, Chip.
No, I'm here. So again, getting back to the bigger point here, I think this is going to lead to more citizen anger and even more interdiction of ICE. This is not going to be less. They have every right to do their jobs. Citizens have every right to protest them, and they do have a right to do things that are a nuisance to them. They can't break the law, but they can be tedious and troublesome. One's frustration in response to legal First Amendment behavior can't be to be armed and dangerous first and foremost. You have to have a little more discretion than that, in my view. That's why we have law enforcement in the first place. It's to make society better, to have it be civil, to have it be somewhat contained from crime that has a negative impact on civilians. She's a civilian. She has a right to be doing what she was doing. She lives in the neighborhood. She has a right to operate her motor vehicle on a public roadway. If she violates the law, then the law enforcement has a right to deal with that particular thing, but not to execute somebody.
That's right. Well said, Chip. You got 20 seconds left. Do you need it?
I'll take it if you don't.
I'm good, and I'm going to drop down and give room for others, okay? Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Chip. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you. Romblin, go ahead.
I totally spaced out. What was the topic?
Okay, so you're not paying attention?
I took
All right, goodbye. I've got 22 people. I've got literally 22 people trying to get in here. If you're not paying attention, please just drop. You can drop yourself. If you're going to sit up here and just hold a space, don't, please. Let me go. Let's see who else. Elbaz should be interesting. Elbaz and Hoodlum together. Anyway, let me go to Eucalyptus. You would have been next if you wanted to offer something. Go ahead.
Yeah, obviously, you see here, an individual above us who hasn't done any research themselves, has just taken the whatever he believes to be the truth from the words of Donald Trump himself. The reality is the right, the hard right extreme wants you to believe what they say and not your eyes and not the visuals that you can see for yourself. They want you to no longer believe what you see yourself. They want to create a new alternate universe, alternate reality where immigration's customs enforcement can all of a sudden now do traffic stops and instruct American citizens to take unlawful orders and also execute you if you don't take these unlawful orders from them. This is the new world that bigots and fascists want you to live in the West. Not a land of the law, but a land of whatever they make the law.
Wow, what a beautiful narrative speech from the left. Good job, Eucalyptus.
I voted for Trump, you bigot. You see my profile picture?
I'm just going to tell you that your take on that is a playbook out of the left. I believe it's
you're just making more things up. Thank you.
Okay, cool. APEC, go ahead.
I think I'm going to drop down. I exhausted, but thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Donovan.
Yeah. So when you consider the facts of this particular case, the agents on the left that got out of the truck were not moving with a purpose. From this woman's perspective, and I'll point out that this woman's name is Good, from her perspective, the agent on the right was walking also without a purpose, very casually from her right, from the right side of her vehicle to the left. He did not draw his service weapon until he was just about clear of her car. Why is this important? It is important because from the perspective of the woman who was unalived, there was no impetus. There was no reason to be afraid or no reason to believe that she had done anything wrong. It wasn't until the very moment her vehicle moved forward an inch that he pulled that weapon out and took her life. Hoodlum, don't get it twisted. Don't be all confused. This is a right or left issue. It's not. You are helping the notion that we're fascist. Cut it the fuck out.
Donovan, you and I have had many back and forth since this has happened. And a lawful order is to get out of the vehicle. She refused.
It's not a lawful order.
Reverse. It is a lawful order.
No, it is. It isn't. Hoodlum. She knew that these were. She knew that these were ICE agents.
Yeah.
And she knows.
She knew that all day
if you know your rights, you know that ICE agents don't have a right to detain U.S. citizens.
First of all,
and they don't have a right to conduct traffic stops either, Hoodlum.
Obstruction is a crime.
No, she wasn't obstructing anybody. Their vehicle, according to them, was stuck. The ICE vehicle, according to ICE, was stuck. I saw somebody in the comments earlier saying, I don't believe the car was stuck narrative. That's what they said. That's what ICE said. An ICE vehicle was stuck. It was the one on the other side of her vehicle. She was impeding nothing. Traffic was going nowhere. People were having to drive around. That narrative is bullshit. And
I would throw this agent under the bus myself if I could.
Yeah. And I want to point something out. Elbass, you put a video in the comments, and I'm glad that you did that because it actually furthers the point that we've been making. I assume that you're, in opposition or you're with Hoodlum on this. So let's take a look at that video, and we'll go over that frame by frame or second by second. 1 second.
Pull it up. Then you're gonna have to explain why the cop moved
I
backward
will.
40 feet.
No. Oh, yeah. Let's watch this, okay? So
Yeah, let's watch it.
Okay,
Oh,
so
look at that. Look
this.
at him. Boom.
Well, no.
Boom backwards.
Don't talk. I'm gonna.
I
Yeah,
can't
don't.
talk on my own video. Go
No,
ahead.
you can't talk on my own panel whenever I'm the host and I'm going over a video that I'm chose to play. I could have chose not to play it.
You should have been playing this one from
Okay,
the beginning.
now watch. Now, I played it yesterday, Elbass. We saw this video yesterday. He's just standing there, right? I want you to watch when he leans forward against the hood with his weapon and he puts the weapon up to the windshield. That's why his body is leaning forward. Do you see that? Do you see how his body is leaning forward?
Do you see her
No.
driving
He
her
goes
vehicle at
from
the police
standing
officer?
up. He goes from standing up to planting himself,
That's not an
leaning
excuse
over
for
the hood.
lurching
Elbass,
your car forward.
don't get emotional yet. I know you're going to crash out. You always do. Don't get emotional. He plants himself in the ground, leans over the hood purposely. That's why his body is leaning at a diagonal place. You see this? Now watch. He
How
goes
could he
from
lean
he
over
goes
her
look, he goes from standing straight, he takes a step back,
God, there's
he
no
plants
common sense
himself,
with you.
he leans over the fucking hood, bro. He leans over the hood. Now I want you to watch when the car turns to the right and goes around him. Do you see how nothing happens to that man? He didn't fall down. He didn't even stumble. And we know that from the other video. So thank you for bringing this up because this proves
Hey, just let me know
his
when I can talk,
intention.
okay?
It proves
Let me
his
know when I can
intention.
talk.
It proves his intention to put that gun as close to her head as possible and pull the fucking trigger, which is exactly what he did. Go ahead.
Ms. Rhea.
Or, in reality, she is driving her vehicle toward a police officer. That's why there's a hole.
He's not a
in the
police
windshield.
officer.
He had a vest on that said police.
He is not a police officer, and she
He
knew
had
that.
a vest
He's
on
not
that
a
said
police officer, Elbass. He could have put a
His
fucking.
vest said
if-
police.
Listen,
If a man
Elbass,
with the
if he
vest
had a.
that said
Listen,
police,
if he had a Grateful Dead t shirt, does that make him Grateful Dead?
you should probably stop.
If he has a Grateful Dead t shirt on, does that make him Grateful Dead? Elbass.
If a man with a vest that says police on is telling
He's not
you
a
to
police
stop,
officer.
you should fucking stop.
Are you saying that he is a police officer?
I'm saying that if a man with the police
Is he a
vest on-
police officer?
I don't give a fuck. He has a vest on. That
Was
says
he
he's
a police officer or was he an ICE
He's a
agent?
federal
He
police
has a
agent.
bulletproof vest
No,
on.
he's
that
not a
says
police
he is
officer.
a police officer.
Yes, he is.
He probably had a Grateful Dead t shirt on underneath. That doesn't
It
make him
says
Grateful Dead.
police on his vest.
Doesn't
and he is
matter.
telling you
She is going around telling people that ICE is in the neighborhood. She
Hey,
knows
Tim.
that they're ICE. She
Tim,
knows
let
they're
me-
ICE.
Tim, let me ask
She
you a
knows they're
question.
ICE.
Tim,
What?
if you're crossing
Jesus
the road,
Christ.
hold on. If you're crossing the road in the crosswalk, for example, and a car starts to lurch towards you, is that a direct danger to your safety?
no, not at all.
No,
You
not
should
when I
sit
move.
there and take it.
No, not
You
when I
should
move.
lean over the hood of the
Not
car
when,
that's
see,
coming at you.
he's getting emotional. I told you he would.
No,
Are you
you're the
ready to
one
crash
being
out yet,
emotional. You're ignoring
Elbass?
reality.
Are you gonna crash out yet?
How is there a hole in the windshield
When-
that she turned away from?
When do we get to see the Elbass crash out? Is it now or are you gonna
How
wait
is there
2
a
minutes?
hole in the windshield if she
Let-
wasn't
let-
driving
let me
at him?
let me respond. If a car
How
is
he
coming,
leaning over the
okay, he's crashing out. If a car is coming at me, Hoodlum, I move out of the way. If I'm standing on the train tracks, like if I'm in the middle of the road, which this officer is in the middle of the road, a road where pedestrians don't go, it's a road where cars go. Are you guys the same ones that say that you can run over protesters if they're in the road? Yet this guy gets to go in the road, and
Tim,
he doesn't have to move out of the way?
Especially when the agent is that close to the car. It's not like he was standing on a NASCAR racetrack or something. Yeah.
Let's make it very clear. She knew exactly who these people were. She knew exactly what the command was. And she refused a lawful order and then decided to put her vehicle in drive, and that was imminent threat. I'm sorry, you guys can pull on heartstrings all you want, but
this isn't heartstrings.
That's all they got.
Wait, I want to point out. Wait. A woman was shot in the face, and you're like, you guys are pulling on heartstrings. Bitch, what?
She tried to run over a police officer.
No,
she did not.
No, that's stupid.
She absolutely did.
She didn't.
She just admitted
she didn't.
had to lean over the hood of her car.
No, he didn't have to.
Forward,
he didn't have to.
Lean over the hood.
Elbass, he didn't have to. He chose to. He chose to.
She didn't have to move her car forward. She chose to.
She did. She did have to move the car forward because, according to you guys, she was impeding. And in order to not impede, she would have to do what now?
Is it legal to pull
what
out
would she have to do
when there's 5 cars coming down the road? Is that how you
she
pull
was
out
impeding? If she was impeding, what does she have to do with her vehicle?
Notice how you don't answer anything I say.
She has to leave.
You just fucking mute.
How could she do that when people go in front of the vehicle?
She was given a lawful order.
She was giving an unlawful order. She was given an unlawful order. According to the, it is unlawful.
How is it unlawful?
Okay, I've already explained it 12 times. Let me explain it again. ICE agents.
Let me get your opinion.
ICE agents. No, this is fact. ICE agents have no authority to detain a U.S. citizen. They have no authority to. They don't. They have no authority to conduct. Shut the fuck up, Elbass.
Have you not been watching TV?
Calm down, bitch. Listen. You asked me a question. I'm trying to answer it. I get 2 words in, and you start interrupting. That's called a crash out. That is called a crash out. I knew before I even accepted it that you were going to come up here and crash out, Elbass, for the record.
You hate
ICE agents have no jurisdiction over U.S. citizens, first of all, in most conditions. Secondly, they do not conduct traffic stops. They cannot enforce state and local laws. That's not their job. That's how I know. That's how I know that it was an unlawful order, and so did the driver.
You're a fucking fascist, dude.
I'm the fascist who is upset that the government just shot a woman in the face because she wouldn't get out of the car, and I'm the fascist.
Tim, we have a hold on. We
make that make sense.
Arrest people.
Make that make sense.
You understand?
Here
for months, we have been watching ICE arrest people. Suddenly, now it's not lawful. What do you mean? Are you talking about?
No, they have a right to arrest immigrants, not U.S. citizens.
Not U.S. citizens.
This is a citizen
outside of their building.
We have a right to protest, Elbass. You have a right. You even have a right to protest. When they told you to wear a mask and you were like, I'm not going to wear a mask. You can't tell me. Don't tread on me. Don't make me put that thing on my face. You were allowed to do it, Elbass.
How many of them were arrested?
You were allowed to protest. This guy's like, she was out there protesting. Oh my God, she deserves to be shot in the face. Is that your take?
Well, can I pitch in here? So there was a previous instance where ICE pulled over a suspected immigrant here in this country unlawfully. And when they approached him and told him to get out of the vehicle, he refused to do so. And he too put his car in drive, and he too got shot and unalived because of the same reason. So, Tim, your projection of them not having the authority to pull somebody over is just false. It's more narrative and talking points than it is law.
They don't have a right to conduct traffic stops, Hoodlum.
Bring up the law then.
It wasn't a traffic stop.
what he just said
you don't pull in
was,
front of the fucking car driving down the road
Elbass,
and
are you
call it a
paying
traffic
attention
stop.
to the words that just came out of Hoodlum's mouth? And he agrees with you.
I'm listening to your excuse because
No,
all
no,
you
no.
do
I'm
is
responding
make
to what
excuses.
he said.
It's not a traffic stop.
Okay, here, just get out of here because I don't even like. You're an idiot. You are a fucking idiot, and I
Hey,
just don't have
liberal.
time for you.
Liberal, let me get a word, man, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Danny, welcome in. Go ahead. I'm about to check and bring in some new people.
Yeah, thanks, man. So do you, hey Hoodlum, do you remember that young man that was eating a hamburger in his car and a police officer opened up his door and the kid got startled and he took off and then the cop unalived the kid? What happened to that officer?
Are you talking about the one that went to the Supreme Court? Is that the case you're talking about?
I'm asking you a question. Ready? The young man that was in the car eating his burger with his girlfriend.
I have no knowledge of that case, sir.
Okay, and that officer unloaded a few rounds, like 8 rounds, onto this kid.
Are you talking
And
about the one
the
from
officer,
McDonald's? Hold on. Are you talking about the one
yes,
from McDonald's?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay,
All
what
right.
happened?
I
What
follow.
happened? Okay, now that was law enforcement. What happened to that officer?
He was found to be not working in the lawful capacity, and he was arrested and charged and fired.
And he was convicted, correct?
Yeah, I think it was 23 shots total.
Right. So there's the thing I just want to put out there, right? So now looking at the scenario, right? Looking at the scenario, this happened the other day, right? Yesterday. It kind of falls into the same scenario, doesn't it?
No, because the vehicle was.
Hold on. Hold on a second. The
Did you-
vehicle
did you ask
stopped.
me a- did you
The
ask me a
vehicle was.
question?
Hold on a second. Just remember, the vehicle was stopped.
What was the name of the person? Because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Look up McDonald's pew-pewing officer found guilty.
Yeah, listen.
McDonald's.
All you got to look at is, eating his hamburger in his car, and the officer approached his car and opened the door.
20-minute jury deliberation.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the circumstances that you're not really putting together, Danny, and that is the fact that the vehicle at the time was moving away from him, which means it was no direct threat to the officer. And this
That's where I wanted to get to. That's exactly what I wanted you to say. That's exactly what I wanted you to say, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
agreeing
Okay.
that officer was wrong.
Listen, that vehicle was moving directly at the officer, period. Point blank. That is the
Hold on.
video of
Tim, I just
evidence,
wanted to-
and I think that the fact that you would bring up that case makes my argument even stronger.
Hold on a second.
Actually, it doesn't.
Hey, you gotta let me finish what.
Well, Danny,
Hey, just let me finish what I want to say. Oh, yeah. Please just let me finish what I wanted to say. I'm Hoodlum. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. Now I want you to look at this scenario. On the other officer, you don't agree with me?
No.
Tap the screen, guys.
When the
Finish the
vehicle was
gifting
moving
goal.
away from him, it was not a situation where he had to use lethal force because his life was not directly in jeopardy.
Okay, that's okay. That was the other case. Now we're gonna look at this case. Ready?
Yeah.
When that car backed up and did it like trying to do a 3-point turn, and then turned his vehicle to go around the officer, that officer was not in direct fucking harm.
Yeah.
At all.
Hey, Danny.
At all.
Danny, let me point out to you that it's about the officer's perspective, and
he's not trained enough to be one, man.
Danny, let me just explain something to you. The officer does not have the perspective of which way the wheels are turning. He knows that the vehicle is moving towards him, and it's a direct threat to his life. Period. End of story.
Then why did he?
Except he moved
Then why
out of
did
the
he
way.
step?
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Danny, let me speak for a second.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, Jody, you actually came up here after Yayo and Holding. So, I mean, technically
I only
speaking.
have so much time, so okay.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Let her put her input in there.
Go ahead. Well, I just you look. If you come up here, you're not entitled to speak next. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, Holding, go ahead.
Two quick things, right? If you are an agent wearing a police officer vest, right, that's an impersonation of an officer. Also, for the people who are saying, well, they don't know if that guy's a police officer or whatever.
That has got to be the
Police
weakest
officers-
point that
can
I've
police
heard.
officers cover their face? Do police officers have the right to cover their face during traffic stops?
During COVID, they did. Yeah, a matter of fact, they were told to.
No.
It's okay. You're fascist then, and doesn't work for you now. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, okay. I'm just showing how cognitively dissonant you are, right? And Minnesota, we're also a sanctuary state. And Minneapolis is a sanctuary city.
The federal government doesn't give a fuck about your sanctuary city.
So, if it's a sanctuary city, that means the law enforcement are most likely not going to go and help those officers or those agents.
That's right.
They're not officers.
Officers. There you go. You had it right. Keep on going.
So, if there's no local law enforcement escorting them, performing these
They don't need escorts.
traffic stops,
The
that
federal
means that these are unlawful stops and orders. There's
Our
no
borders-
local police officer.
The borders of the United States is the jurisdiction of ICE. They don't need to abide by your local laws that, by the way, are unlawful.
The fascist
Wait, the local laws are unlawful? Is that what you just said?
Yes. Supremacy clause.
The local,
my God.
The local laws are unlawful. All of a sudden, the states' rights crowd, y'all, has just said, federal government, they get to unalive all of your laws. Your laws are illegal because Donald Trump said that you couldn't do that. What the fuck? You guys are so hypocritical. You live in Rick and Morty in like multiple universes simultaneously. It's weird.
A federal felony impersonating law enforcement officer.
Fucking weird.
So if you're an agent wearing a police
talk
officer
about wait a
vest,
minute.
that's
Talk about
pretty-
living in a parallel universe. You're stating that this person now isn't an ICE agent and that it was an impersonator. Well, gee, an impersonator is now unalive.
Do you know what the difference between
Is
an
that
agent and an
the world that
officer
you're
is?
living in? Like,
Do
what
you
the
know
fuck?
what a police officer and a federal agent is? Do you know the difference between those two things?
I don't think you do.
Okay.
Oh, really? You don't think I do? How much time does it take to become an officer? And what do you have to do to qualify to become an officer?
So the requirements to become a federal agent obviously is going to be different. And it's also different in each
I said officer.
particular jurisdiction to become a police officer. And so your point that you're making is what again?
They are two different entities, two different archetypes of law enforcement that have two different jurisdictions, two different sets of laws. They do not have the ability to swap out their jurisdictions and laws that they have to follow dealing with situation to situation.
Federal law is federal law.
That's
and
right.
That's what they're going to follow.
That's right, and that's the only thing that they can enforce. And since that person wasn't violating federal law and they were a U.S. citizen, ICE had no authority over it. So any order that they gave was unlawful. Thank you for proving our point.
Obstruction.
That wasn't obstruction. Their own vehicle was stopped in the road.
So we
You
have
can
an
choose. Was it a
obstruction?
lawful
We
traffic
have
stop?
obstruction.
Was it a lawful
No.
traffic stop with people covering their faces? Or was it an unlawful traffic stop by ICE agents?
Obstruction.
When she
You have the choice.
refused to follow the lawful order of getting out of the vehicle, it was obstruction. And the fact that she
You don't
moved the
have
vehicle
to-
forward,
You
is
don't
a
have to
direct
obey.
threat. It's that
You don't
simple.
have to obey an unlawful order.
It's a lawful order.
It wasn't. They have no jurisdiction there.
Bring up the law then,
If
Tim.
a state trooper
I've
from
asked you
another
3 times.
state goes into another state and they pull you over and demand that you get out, do they get to shoot you in the face if they move in front of your vehicle and say, I gave you a lawful order? Because this is the same thing. They have no jurisdiction over you at that point. They can't do it. It's an unlawful order, hoodlum, just because they said, look, I'm Big Daddy government and I'm telling you what to do. That doesn't make it lawful. And I just
Not
want
to
to point
mention-
out real quick, as weird as this might be, this is what you guys have done now.
Tread on me crowd is out there begging to be treaded all over. They're like, could you tread on me right now? Oh, give me a tread mark. I need the tread marks. And they want us to take them seriously
tread
at
marks
some
on
point
their
while they
face rather
beg
than their
the
fucking
government
underwear.
to
I
tread the
love it,
fuck
Tim.
all over them.
Good job.
You can't make me wear a mask to prevent my weapon of mass destruction from being spewed all over everybody. But if you put a gun in my face and tell me
Hey,
to
I'll
do
tell you,
something,
maggots are
I'll bend over to
are
I'll even let you
incapable
raw
of
dog it.
processing facts.
So the don't tread on
Yeah, so that's you guys now. You just all of a sudden you want daddy to get up in there, raw dog the shit out of it. No lube, nothing. Just give it to me, daddy. Give it to me real hard.
Tim,
It's
called
weird.
boxing. It's
It's
called boxing.
weird.
Listen, and when you look at the tactics used, it's
They
called
do
boxing.
not have the authority. That's local law
You do
enforcement.
realize that.
Hoodlum, once again,
They're
you're
trained to
delusional
fucking weird.
and you have no
They're trained-
idea what you're talking
mind if I
about.
say
Yeah, I
All
do.
you have
Okay.
to do is look at the
Okay.
video.
Okay, hold on. Now we're getting. I think McLovin may have come before you, Dina, but I'm pretty. Yayo, have you talked yet?
Yeah, no, I haven't talked yet.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, Hoodlum, I just want to say, for argument's sake, everybody keeps saying she should have complied. These years have showed us that corrupt police officers and ICE agents do not stop attacking when people comply. So if you see that, of course people are going to start attacking. And another argument is that you guys keep saying, oh, well, the ICE agent feared for their lives. These civilians are fearing for their life. Of course they're not going to listen. So if you're saying that they should be following the law, ICE agents have proved that they do not follow the law. So ICE is literally putting it out there that laws do not comply to them, but it applies to U.S. citizens. Do you understand that?
Okay,
If
so my
that's
rebuttal
no,
to you.
that's
Hold on.
that's considered as a
I thought you
10-year
were done.
veteran. That's considered domestic terrorism. Do you understand that?
Okay,
Civilians.
so when you hold on, when you ask me whether I understand something, that's your way of telling me you're done. So are you not done?
Well, if it was rhetorical.
No, I was saying I had two arguments, so now you're trying to say that I'm done? No, I was not done. I'm saying, do you understand that? Like, do you understand that people have been complying for years and corrupt cops still kill innocent civilians no
Wow.
matter what? So how are
So
you going to say that she should have complied when there's clear videos saying or showing that she was waving people through? And as a vet, you would put your hands up, especially if you're scared, because you know you're supposed to put your hands up and be like, hey, I'm coming in peace. I'm coming in peace. Like, if you're gonna, what are you doing? Why are you in the middle of the way? Okay, go ahead.
So first of
Go ahead.
all, your assumption about the intentions of whether the office were good officers or bad officers, that's just your own paranoia. And I would argue that the narrative that the left and the crazy lunatics thereof have been spreading about, you don't have to listen to ICE and don't stop for them and the protests and all of the garbage spewing from the other side is exactly why this woman was protesting and put herself in that situation that didn't listen to them because people like you are telling her that she doesn't have to. And you are part of the problem, period.
She doesn't have to.
Traffic
No, she doesn't have
violations
to.
are
Why should
local
she
law
have to?
enforcement's police. Any traffic
Thank
violation
you.
is not conducted by ICE whatsoever. You need to read, you need to educate yourself. They have
Hoodlum,
no
what is the
jurisdiction
I
over
in
Okay,
ICE
hold on,
stand for?
hold on, real quick, because we got a couple of people that hasn't had an opportunity to speak. I believe McLovin and Dina will be next, and then I'll get to you, Krusty, after that. McLovin, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. McLovin.
Just in case anybody's wondering, that is Senator McConnell in my picture there, who led the Republican Party for the last 20 years. So I just wanted to put it up for a while.
Turtle.
Yep, until he lost all, brain cognitive power. But ICE policy currently states that a fleeing suspect is not cause for deadly force. So first of all, whether or not he had jurisdiction or not, because the federal government's going to say, well, she interfered with their with what they were doing. Therefore, they do have jurisdiction. Regardless of that, policy states that a fleeing suspect is not cause for deadly force. This agent had no reason to use deadly force in this situation. Police officers are trained to stand off to the side. This guy was already drugged, 3 weeks before. He already got drugged by another car. So he should have learned from his previous mistake, but he didn't. He continued to make another mistake, standing in front of the car, which they're trained not to do. And then he used deadly force against a fleeing suspect, which is against their policy and what they are trained not to do.
Can you bring some of that information to light with some evidence, McLevin?
Yeah, you have the entire information world at your fingertips, you lazy fuck.
Again, sir.
What do you call into question? Quickly.
Well, the fact that the boxing method that the officers have been trained with are to prevent the suspect from being able to leave.
You can't prevent a car from leaving with your body.
Wait. Surrounding a vehicle, you're saying, is not for the purpose of preventing a person from leaving? Is that your contention?
McLevin, that's to you.
No. I'm asking you. That's what you just said, I thought.
Yeah, he's obviously asking you. You don't know how to listen.
Listen.
Yeah, I was asking you.
Try to answer his question.
Yeah, sure. And without your direction, sure. So the boxing method is what they train. Why do you think that you have two vehicles coming opposite to the driver? You have them coming on the passenger, and then you have an officer. Hold on. You have an officer in the blind spot. A lot of times, if more officers come, they will take strategic positions, and that's exactly what these officers did.
For the purpose of not letting that person leave, correct?
Yeah, because she's been given a lawful order to exit the vehicle.
So they were trying to impede her ability to leave.
At that point, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Which makes that a detention?
It is.
ICE doesn't get to detain you as citizens, hoodlum.
Yeah. When she's committed the unlawful act of obstruction, yes.
Of obstruction, she wasn't obstructing anything, though.
They can do donuts in front of ICE in the road, and they have no way to
That's not
use
obstruction.
unlawful force.
Listen, she had been
on a person
obstructing
driving.
these officers all day. You guys
It's her right to do so.
No, it is not.
It is her right to do so.
No, it is not. No,
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Can
is.
I just say this?
Hold on.
American MAGA babies are
totally
justified.
different.
Okay.
I just want to say, Hoodlum, can you calm down for a second?
Is not cause for deadly force.
Right.
Can you understand that you're trying to justify ICE, which isn't a officer of the law? They are enforcement of within people that come here, illegally. And you're trying to justify them unaliving a U.S. citizen, Hoodlum. I just want you to understand that.
Again, I'm going to reiterate the fact that obstructing ICE from doing their job is a crime. What fucking part of that don't you?
What about Ashley Babbitt, Hoodlum?
understand?
Hold on, what about Ashley Babbitt? Let's do a what about it, right? What about Ashley Babbitt? Was that justified? She had a knife.
Arguably, yeah. I believe that the officer took an option of his authority. Whether I think that he could have done something different, but
It was just yes or no. It was just yes or no. She was breaking into a building. She had a knife. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. You're one of the few that say yes. But in this scenario, when it's a traffic infraction, she can do donuts in front of these ICE. They can't do anything unless she's trying to purposely run them over, which she was not. We have views from different angles. We have her waving them on. But
That's your opinion,
no.
sir.
You've been gaslit. It's okay, buddy.
We have no obligation
history
to
will
her
tell this
mens rea.
story, and you're on the wrong side, buddy. You're going to have to justify to your grandchildren why you're
we
on
have
MAGA.
no obligation to her mens rea at all.
Okay.
Period. End of story.
Let's just go along with this argument and just say, okay, she was obstructing, blah blah blah. She did commit a crime. Again, let's just say I agree with you. ICE policy states that a fleeing suspect is not cause for deadly force.
Right, but you're abstaining from the fact that her moving forward was a direct threat to the officer's life. Imminent threat.
No,
It wasn't.
it wasn't. First of all,
That's all your
and
opinions, and we don't need
No,
to
it's a
fucking
fact.
worry
It's a
about
fact.
So
your
you are
opinions
fact
or
checking.
her
Okay.
opinions.
Okay.
suspect.
Okay,
She's a
Hoodlum. Okay.
fleeing suspect, so
Okay.
there's no reason
Okay.
to.
All right, we got to move on. There are other people that haven't spoken yet. I let somebody jump in front, so let me get to. I think Ape.
I've jumped a lot. You can drop me. I've said what I wanted to.
I think it was APAC
Well,
or
Krusty,
Dina.
no,
It was
you're
Dina.
fine. It's
Dina.
fine. Well,
I
I
think it
can't
was
remember
Dina.
if APAC or Dina came first. Either way, Dina, go
It was
ahead.
Dina.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Listen, we all saw it on video. There is no question. That officer pulled his weapon well before he even approached the car. He was ready to use it. The window was down. Get the F out of the car. Get the F out of the car. They are not local police. If they had a problem with where she was, they should have called the local police. They did not do it. They were operating outside of their jurisdiction, despite what you may believe, hoodlum. It seems to me you have a problem with facts. Okay, so what we're seeing right now is the American Gestapo at work, and they're not going to ramp down, they're going to ramp up. When you consider that Kristi Noem, right after, called her a domestic terrorist simply because she was an ICE observer, alerting her neighbors that ICE was in the neighborhood, telling cars to go around her. She was not doing anything that was illegal. When the ICE officers approached her car, okay, and told her to get the F out of the car, I mean, we do still have some rights, all right? And she backed up and she was going to move completely out of the way. And that's when the son of a bitch
You guys are
put his arm
focusing
into.
so
Shut
much.
the hell up! I'm not finished.
Well, you should
Well,
be.
Put his weapon in the car and discharged it and murdered her. Schmurdered her. It wasn't a killing. It was schmurder. And
You
this
guys
is what
are-
they're allowed
Okay.
to do.
Now
you
I
guys
want
are
to.
focusing
I want
on mens rea, and
Okay.
it doesn't fucking matter.
Just because you read through the dictionary once and you saw that word
Yeah.
doesn't mean you should
Well-
use it over and over again because you don't even know what
Well,
it means.
it's
I
the
also
thing
want
that
to
you
push
guys are
back.
hyper-focusing
Hoodlum,
on.
host is talking. Dina, I wanted to push back on something. You said that the officer had pulled his weapon before he got in front of the vehicle. That is not true.
He did. He had it out. He
It is
had it
not
out.
true. I'll
Yes,
prove it. I'll
please
just
look at the video.
Yeah, right, I'll play it right now because we can see the moment he reaches for his gun. So we're gonna back up. He's in front of her vehicle right here. You can actually see right there is when he pulls it out. He did not have it until that point. He didn't have it out until that point. That's why he reached down. You can even see him reaching right about here. And see, so he had already made his way all the way around to the front of the vehicle. And once he was over on the corner, after she backed up, that's when he started reaching down to grab it. And then the moment that, she put it in drive, he did pull it out. But then he leaned over the hood. The guy leaned over the hood to get that gun as close to her face as he could because he didn't want to miss. You
Hey,
can even
Tim.
see it in the other video. I showed that
Tim,
other video of him
many
leaning over.
officers-
Shut the fuck up, hoodlum. God damn, bro. You usually let people talk. Why do you keep interrupting?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm fucking talking here. Jesus Christ, man. And see, now I don't even fucking remember. Anyway, but again, he didn't have his gun out until that moment, right? So minor point,
I
doesn't
was going
change
to
what
ask
you
a
said.
question, Tim. How many officers are in this video?
3 or 2, it looks like, in this particular video.
So let me
3.
just explain to you. There's 4. There's one at the door. There's one on the other side of the vehicle. There's one approaching, and there's one in front. There's 4 ICE officers in this video.
Pop
You
one
wanna
of
play it?
these.
No, play it back, Tim. Roll it back. Yep, roll it back. I'll show you.
Oh, hold on. I think this is in the way. There's that officer here. This is the one that shoots her. For the record, that's the one that shoots her.
2 officers.
No, that was
There's
one.
There's 2.
There's
Back it
2.
up.
No,
back
there
it
was
up.
one. What
No,
are you
there's
talking
two.
about? And
There's
what
two
does it? What
officers.
does it even matter?
Right there. There's one right there behind the car.
This.
Yep. Play it frame by frame. There's the other one right there.
That's not an officer. That's her wife, I believe. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not an ICE agent. And watch, you can see after that same person is right here. This is your ICE agent, Hoodlum.
Oh, okay.
You don't even know what the fuck.
No,
you can't even count the officers. How many? Fine.
listen.
Where's Waldo?
Tim, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I thought that was an officer.
Instead of making their own opinion, they keep watching their influencers and Trump tell them what to believe. Trump even said that officer was put he said he was put in a hospital, sir. He ran to the car after he pew-pewed her. Where's he at in the hospital?
He's not.
You know
He
Trump lied
walked
to you,
straight.
right?
He walked straight to the victim.
So, both things can be true, correct?
Oh Jesus!
Both what can
Absolutely not. If you are put in a hospital to where you are almost unalive, you wouldn't be walking and jogging to that car to see if you contacted her with your pew-pew.
Oh yeah, and we can watch that after. Let me pull that part up.
Hold on. There's a thing called adrenaline, and yes, both can be true at the same time.
No, adrenaline doesn't work like that. If you were if your legs were damaged to where you could barely walk, adrenaline won't keep you up.
Rusty, as much as I like your name,
That's not how it
you're
works.
Inherently wrong.
I am not wrong. How's it going? Tell me when I can't even think right now. When I hurt my back, let's say I herniated my disc. Tell me why I couldn't get off the ground for an hour.
Look,
where was my adrenaline?
The vehicle never even strikes the guy. He doesn't stumble. He doesn't fall. Look at this. He walks. He puts his gun in his holster. This dude walks straight the fuck up. He is not limping. He walks straight the fuck over there to the fucking car. And then fast forward. I got to go past this part, I think, because this is when she walks up and shows the. Yeah, right here. Now the dude is able to climb up all of this mess. He didn't fall down. He gets into the snow. He's walking on ice just fucking fine. And then fast forward, here comes the fucking murderer. Look at him. He's walking on ice, which requires more muscular usage.
That's not adrenaline.
This man is not injured.
He's got his mask on.
There's no limp. You're just, again, you live in Rick and Morty land where there are simultaneous dimensions and you just pick and choose which one of them that you want. In one dimension, this thing did happen. So I'm going to use that. And then we're just going to say that in this other dimension. This is fucking
adrenaline,
weird.
your heart races, your temperature goes up, you're sweating, your blood pressure raises. That's not adrenaline.
In a court of law, hold on. In a court of law, based on the facts that we're all arguing, we all know that this officer had grounds for lethal force, and you know it.
No, he did not. He is not local law enforcement. They operated outside of their purview, and to add insult to injury, it was 15 minutes before she even got any medical care that couldn't even get through because the ICE vehicles blocked the ambulance. They had to carry her out via her limbs. When a doctor came up and said, "I'm a doctor. Let me see if I can provide care." Provide care. No, they wouldn't even allow the doctor. They're supposed to provide immediate care. These guys are not fit to be out there. They are a danger to society, period.
They are.
See, that's actually
you know what the sad thing is? The sad thing is that unfortunately, like, both sides are so worked up trying to see who's on top of who that this happened when it shouldn't have happened. I mean, he had nanoseconds to think of what he was going to do. Unfortunately, like, if you look at the tires, she wasn't pointing at him. In his mind, when she backed up the vehicle, he had already been drugged once, so he's already gun shy, or, pew-pew shy. So he's thinking, she just backed it up, pointed it at me.
Oh boy. Now
You
we've
know,
got a
like
mind reader here.
in his
That's why
mind,
they should go through proper
he doesn't
training.
understand what her intentions are.
Because no
But
proper training.
at the end of the day,
But
at the
but
end of the day, the fucked up thing is that this should have never taken place. Both sides are so worked up.
If you're
Well, we're
that
worked up is
terrified
because
on
you
the
can
job, you
because
shouldn't be
you're
on the
This
allowing
whole
job.
I
thing,
think
I don't think she
people
would have
okay,
that
ever
hold
been
on.
in that
that
position to
this
begin
was
with.
criminal. This was a criminal act.
Okay, hold on. All
Good
right.
luck with that, there, Dana.
Yeah, Benjamin.
Oh,
Look,
Hoodlum, go kick your ass.
she also doesn't know what the intentions are. Right?
Right.
We're thinking
Right.
about what
And
he thought. She also didn't know. She wanted to get the fuck out of there. And I can't say I blame her.
I would be too.
That is
Are
a
you
natural
kidding?
response. You've got two
agree.
men that's
I
walking around with
agree.
guns on their
I
fucking
think it's
shit.
fucked
Liberal, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, was her car in drive and moving forward when he pulled the gun, or was it not?
Yes.
Was
Yes,
she already
I
moving
believe that it
forward
was.
when the gun was pulled?
She
I feel like
had put it
that's-
in drive, and I don't think it had started moving because the tires were spinning. And that probably played into his reaction too, because he's hearing
That is, I
tires
think that is an
spin.
important thing
He's
to think
hearing
about.
tires spin, and to him, he's like, "Oh fuck, she's revving up." But again, get the fuck out of the way, bitch.
Exactly. Yes,
I guess
100%.
it would be too easy to try to get the tags and go after her later.
Step
you
two-
know,
I could
that
get my
makes too damn
timer.
much
Can I-
sense.
Step
So
two
let me
fucking
ask, hold on.
steps.
Hey Tim,
Ah.
let me ask you a question.
Good.
If this had done differently and she ran him over because he did not pull his weapon,
She'd go
what
to
would you
jail.
think about that?
She'd go to jail, and she
Oh.
would deserve to go to jail, hoodlum. But guess what? We'll never know, will we?
Right, because the
Because
officer
he
protected
leaned
his life.
over the fucking hood, put
Isn't
his
that
gun
something?
as close to the
He
windshield
finally
as he
admitted
could
it.
get it. What do you mean, finally admitted it? He put his weapon as close to the windshield as he could because he didn't want to miss, and he shot that woman right in the face. He executed her. And then,
That's right.
as she's going
saved his
around
life.
him, he pops her 2 more times, one of which was from behind. And so there goes any claim to it was imminent danger. He was out of the way. You can see based on where his fucking feet are and where the tire is fucking pointed, because her intention does fucking matter. I don't give a shit. Right here, you can see he's out of the fucking way. Let me pull this back up. We'll do it again, frame by frame.
Watch the feet,
let
too.
me. Yep.
Watch the feet.
I've got to unmute this real quick so that we can hear the gunshots. His foot is not in the way of that vehicle, and watch what he does. Boom. He's already out of the way of the vehicle. Then he fires his weapon. That's a fact. That's what the video shows. Do you see that? He even just slides his foot back. He doesn't even take a step back.
You know,
Do you
Liberal, I'm
see
glad
that?
you're bringing this up.
Now look
too,
at this.
because-
Look at the way his body
Tim.
is. No,
Hold
you
on,
shut the
Tim.
fuck up. This is my life, bitch. You don't tell me to hold on. You shut the fuck up because
I love
I'm
you,
talking.
man. This is awesome.
You watch his body. I want you to look at the way his body is leaning into the car. That shows intention. He intended to get as close to that windshield as he could so that he could shoot her right in the fucking face. That's what he wanted. And then he slid back. He shoots her 2 more times, one of which is right there. She's already well past on 2 shots for sure. He was out of the way of the vehicle on the first shot. There is no way that this man was in imminent danger, and he knew that he wasn't because he slid his little punk ass foot back. And keep in mind, guys, from the time that he grabbed his gun to the 3rd shot, 2 seconds. He did this
You know
in
the
2
fucked
seconds.
up thing is she was wired up to do this because everybody's in her ear. Oh, go out there, protest, protest, protest. Meanwhile, those people are sitting at home and watching this on the news, and she's the one that won't be here for her kids because she listened to everybody And the cop had all
The
this
protesting's the
aggression
problem,
because
not
he already
shooting
got
protesters.
drug once.
Protesting's the issue, not shooting
So
protesters in the face, but the protesting itself is the issue that caused the issue. You're basically implying that she deserved to get shot because she was protesting.
what I'm saying
It's a dangerous rhetoric to protest. It's
what
a
I'm
dangerous
saying
thing to
is,
do.
no, protest all you fucking want. But when you know that you're putting yourself in a position that is legal, right? It's fucking legal. You can do it all the fuck you want. Does it mean it's a good idea? No. And unfortunately, she paid the price
It's a great
from
idea.
a cop that already fucking was aggravated, probably because he got drug once. He's already walking around with a chip on his shoulder, right?
Then he shouldn't
probably
be on the
should be in that
job.
position. No shit. And there's many a cops that shouldn't be a cop, right? There's many a teachers that shouldn't be a teacher. There's many a truck drivers that shouldn't be truck drivers. The fact of the matter is she put herself in a position because apparently from everybody else, she had been doing this all day. She knew what she was doing. She played with fire and got it. Unfortunately, I hate that it happened that
So
way.
freedom of
I don't
speech.
wish that on anybody.
Wait, so
No, it's great.
Benjamin,
It's great.
Benjamin, Benjamin. So is it is it your belief that the officer was justified?
No, I don't think that. I think that he had a chip on his shoulder, and he's probably
Okay.
going to win in the sense that. And now,
Probably.
Tim, you know me, Tim. That now I have mixed. You know me, like I was super Trumper, and now I'm kind of backed off. But I still like. I like that the fact that you earlier that when Dina was adamant about him having his weapon out, and he already and you stopped it, and you said no. And you showed it. That's what I like about you. Like you're not gonna push one, way or the other. You're gonna bring the facts, and that's fair, right? And I'm gonna say that I don't think he was justified. I think he had a chip on his shoulder. Unfortunately, he's gonna win, right? Because they're gonna win the argument. And unfortunately, there's a kid that's running around, one or two, how many ever children she has, and a spouse, and all the
One.
above, are gonna run around with no mother now. Because, yeah, she got to protest legally. She did what was in her rights. But unfortunately, everybody in her ears and her wanting to just be that one cost her life. And that sucks because this is a long
She was a martyr.
of what we knew were going to happen. And hopefully this kind of stops some of that bullshit and makes people second guess, maybe I'll protest, but from back a little bit further, or maybe things will
It's gonna
change
make
on
things worse.
with the ice.
It's not going to push people.
It could be. It very
I have
well
a
could, and that's
question
fucked
for
up.
Hoodlum.
So let me just say this real quick. Hold on,
so
Benjamin, I appreciate your perspective, and I think that you bring up a lot of the same issues that I do. Like this idea that we're going to protest ICE, that's fine. I have no problem with it. But it's the obstruction part that is unlawful, and
Is there
that's
any
the line
evidence
too
of that?
far. That is the line too
What's
far.
the evidence? What's the evidence of the
Is there any
obstruction?
evidence that she was obstructing their investigation?
She'd been
There was no
obstructing
evidence
all
whatsoever.
day.
Is there
No,
evidence
she
of
was
that?
an ICE observer. She was basically one of
No,
the neighborhood
ma'am,
people.
ma'am,
That
Well,
was
at
a
first
lady.
I
Do
thought she
not
was
talk to
backing
me,
out of her.
hoodlum. I have no respect for you. I tell
Driving
you
down the
something.
street blaring your horn is not impeding.
It's these people that try to sympathize with this officer. That's
Ma'am,
the
the fact
real
that you say you don't
danger.
respect me is the reason why
No,
you're losing
because
the
you are an
argument.
incel,
Okay.
stupid SOB.
I just keep on winning for some odd
We
reason.
can win
No,
on the
you
arguments.
don't. You're stupid as hell.
Okay, we can win on the arguments. We don't have to do all that extra shit.
Can I ask
Because-
Hoodlum a
Thank you for having
question?
me,
Listen,
Hoodlum, and
there-
everybody else. I hope you guys have a good day and stay safe out there. Like everybody,
you, I
just stay
appreciate
safe.
that. You
Thank you,
too.
Yayo.
Okay.
Now
See ya.
that is a lady. That's a lady right there. With respect and
Hoodlum, you would know
understanding
what a
that
lady
people
was.
can disagree and still
No,
have a
he's
conversation.
just so. I tell you something. He's a professional agitator.
That's a
Is what he
lady.
is. And what I get upset about is that
Tread on
people,
me, Daddy.
American citizens, can actually sympathize with the officer in any way. With this ICE cop, he wasn't even there. He shouldn't have been there. They should have had the local law enforcement there if there was any kind of obstruction whatsoever. But no, facts don't matter. So come on.
I would love to
Hold on,
expand a little bit. as
Don't
well,
please
if I
don't
can.
please don't talk to me, hoodlum, because I detest you.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm saying that the sanctuary policies then, as what you said, led to her unaliving. Good job.
I have a question
no.
for Hoodlum,
Go ahead.
if I may.
Yes, please.
Hoodlum, do you think that the Attorney General of Minnesota coming out and making a statement against ICE before the evidence is released and the court case happens puts question into his credibility in being involved in the case or being involved in the situation?
Yeah,
Do you
I
think,
think
or
I,
do you,
I,
and
I
and along with that, do you think that the governor of Minnesota doing the same thing puts into question his credibility as well?
oh, absolutely. I think the
So Donald
mainly.
Trump did the same thing. He posted on Truth
Oh,
Social and
sir,
on
did you ask me
Washington
a question?
the same thing. Nah,
Did
you
you ask
already
me a
answered my
question?
question. You said yes. That's all I needed. Trump did the
Okay.
Okay,
same
well,
exact
sir,
thing
listen,
before the
shut the
evidence was
fuck
out,
up
before
and
he
let
had
me
any
talk to
information
you.
but a blurry video.
Okay.
He posted it on the White House boasting about his ICE officer murdering somebody. You already said yes. I don't need the rest of your answer. You're a
And I don't
moron.
need the rest
You
of your
Okay.
fucking
gotcha. Gotcha.
kowtowing to the
Womp
left.
womp.
You didn't get
Gotcha.
me on
That's
Womp
anything, you
womp.
that is
You
fucking
kind of
lost.
funny,
clown.
Llama. That is
Gotcha.
kind of funny.
You said, yeah,
So,
Trump did the same thing. He did the same thing. Trump is not
okay,
credible. He's a
okay, so
liar. He jumps to conclusions. He's a
I understand
monster.
you want to
And
be a
he's evil.
bulldog.
Oh, I
Okay,
can
you
But
bulldog off
guys,
of you today. You're
you
let's
barked a
stupid.
couple
let's
of
look at it
times.
Your
this way,
lack of
guys.
Guys, whoa,
intelligence.
whoa,
Hold on,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
hold on.
Listen, Llama still had 20 seconds. I don't know why we got 12
Oh,
people
my bad,
Don't
jumping
my
in.
interrupt
bad,
him for it.
my bad.
Hoodlum's lack of intelligence just makes it so easy. Trump did the same thing. He posted on Truth Social, boasting the murder of this woman, saying it was self-defense and that she was a domestic terrorism. I would love, at the end of my time, for him to define
Oh
domestic
yeah,
terrorism,
so
and then
let
I
me
would
just
love to
say this.
respond to
Sure,
that.
sure.
Okay.
So
So go ahead,
first
Hoodlum.
yeah, first and foremost, when the attorney general comes out and says that ICE needs to get the hell out of our state, that in itself is
That
exactly
was the
why the
governor.
sanctuary state policies are completely against the supremacy clause. And the fact that you want to make some comparison about what Donald Trump said about this woman has been a known agitator, been a known obstructionist of ICE
Bullshit.
being able to do their jobs. And so, you know what? Yes, she is a domestic terrorist, and I would argue that you are too. And I don't need any more time. I'll yield to this clown.
Clown.
Oh, thanks for
Oh
kneeling. Thanks for
boy.
All right.
yielding.
So,
Good
Llama, you
boy.
wanted 45-second rebuttals. Go ahead.
So I guess the point to that is your claim is that first of all, you got it wrong on who said what. It was the governor, not the attorney general. But when Trump came out, his only piece of evidence on the White House was a blurry ass video. Because mind you, the quality of video that you showed on this live today, it was not the quality of video that was posted on the White House page. That video is blurry as hell. You can't tell the difference between legs and tree limbs. And he's talking about how that is undeniable proof somehow, and that that she was a domestic terrorist without any evidence. Trump is a pathological liar. He's a manipulator, and he plays the rhetoric to fit his agenda. Simple as that.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
record is
Can I
going to
say
come out,
something?
and
Well,
the record
one
is
second.
going to come out on this woman to find out that she is
A
an
woman
agitator. She is an activist, and she has been going around doing this all
agitator.
over the country.
Okay.
None of that
All right.
matters.
Evidence?
Okay.
Question mark.
Okay.
Proof? Question mark.
Yeah, it may agitate you that people, appreciate their freedom to
She's
protest
probably getting
and
paid.
their
It's called the
freedom
First
to
Amendment, by the
dissent
way.
against their
Probably getting
government.
paid. I don't
That
think we
may
should base it on paid on
agitate you,
probabilities.
but that's not what we do here. Now, Benjamin, I know you wanted to jump in, but there's a couple of people I haven't spoken in a while. Jules
Yep.
is new, and then Jonathan. Let me go Jules and Jonathan. Go ahead, Jules. Welcome aboard. Good to see you.
Howdy. I just want to read something real quick. This is from justice.gov, the Department of Justice policy on use of force. Deadly force. Firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. Specifically, firearms may not be discharged at a moving vehicle unless 1. A person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle, or 2, the vehicle is operated in a manner that threatens to cause death or serious physical injury to
There
the
you
officer
go.
or others, and no other objectively reasonable means of defense appear to exist, which includes
Perfect.
moving out of the path of the vehicle. Firearms
And
may
there you
not be
go.
discharged from a moving vehicle except in exigent circumstances. In these situations, an officer must have an articulable reason for this use of deadly force. That is directly from their use of force manual.
Hey,
He had
Jules,
the
thanks
means. He
thanks
was
for
out
bringing
of the
that up.
way. Hoodlum, shut the fuck up. I'm not finished.
Thank you.
He was out of the way. Period. And
I
he could get
appreciate
out
that
of the way.
information.
Yeah, for
I
the
And he
record,
may
appreciate that
get
information.
for the
charged.
record,
He may get charged then.
I need to get merchandise that says "shut the fuck up" because I say it all the time, and now my panelists say it.
I say it all the time.
Shut the
I'm
fuck
just
up!
He just makes himself look
Shut the
stupid.
fuck up!
Bro hit
Okay,
the there you go just a little too early.
Jonathan, go ahead, Rick.
You can drop me down now, Lib. I'm
Thank you,
done.
Jules. I appreciate that.
Hey, Jules, thanks for supporting
Love you,
my
Jules.
position.
I wanted
Fuck off,
to.
Hoodlum. I didn't support your ass.
I wanted to address Hoodlum's little attempt to try to rationalize what happened to her by assassinating her character. Oh, she was an agitator. She did this. She did that. She hurt my MAGA feelings. She made the MAGA movement mad. She did this and she did that. She wasn't
Not at all.
Mother Teresa, right? None of that fucking matters because even if she was an agitator, that still does not warrant the death penalty, right? Being a paid protester like Hoodlum claimed does not warrant the death penalty, right? Disrupting or obstructing or whatever you said, or not even not following a police officer's order, that does not warrant being shot unless there is legitimate reason to believe that the cop's life is in danger. Simply not following the order of a cop if they tell you to get out of the car, which I don't even know if that happened. I don't even think that happened. That's not grounds for being shot. But this cop decided to unload on her like she was Osama bin Laden. It's fucking crazy. And you guys are simping and all the
You know
people
what's
that
crazy is your choice of words, sir. That's what's crazy.
Actually, I thought his choice of words was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. They unloading on her like she's on Osama bin Laden. That's pretty good.
Let me just take this
45-second rebuttal. I can't do any more than that.
Yep. So as Osama bin Laden got capped and had a sea burial, Maduro was extracted with pure precision. And why is that? Because Maduro, when they told him to stop, put your hands up, and get your ass on the floor, he listened. And just the same as this individual was given a lawful order to exit the vehicle, she chose
That's a false
not
equivalence.
to. And hold on.
That's the biggest false
and you
equivalence.
chose
Yeah, hold
not
on.
to. And because of that, she made a choice to put her vehicle in drive, putting the life of the officer in direct jeopardy. And thanks to Jules coming up here reading that, made it all so more evident.
They will just like it's like
When
yes.
no other option is presented, by the way, at the end of that. At the end
That's
when
crazy.
no other option is presented at the end of that.
That's crazy.
You're telling me he had no other option other than to fire his
Couldn't
weapon?
step to the side. What are you talking about? He
Both
might
feet
have
are
tripped.
already out of the
It
way
was
of the car.
icy.
He didn't even need to step. He needed to lean backwards, dude.
It was icy. If he had taken a step that direction, he might have fallen. Okay, and that was imminent danger.
Oh yeah, and he might have broken a hip with his old
The
ass.
only
Guys,
equivalence
even though
that should
she
be
can
held
legally-
with Maduro should be Trump. Maduro and Trump, that's an equivalent. But this lady driving and Maduro is no such
Oh
equivalent.
no, I just
whatsoever.
wanted to be as
Guys.
skillful as Jonathan.
Well, hold on,
incorporating
Krusty.
Osama bin Laden. You know,
let me go, Krusty, and then I'm going to go to Benjamin and then Dina. Go ahead,
Hey
Krusty.
Tim, I'm fixing to have to
you're good. I'm
load
just
real
listening.
quick, so I'll just have to mute, and I'll
Okay.
get
Okay.
maybe 10-15 minutes. But
All right, well, holler back. I'm keeping a couple
I will.
spaces up. 8 people's too many right now. Everybody's fired up today.
yeah, I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. Krusty, go ahead. I'll put your time back.
Oh, you didn't have to. No, I was just it's just odd. They're just trying to justify this, and his justifying with a dictator that was taken should be equivalated with Trump, not this lady driving. Again, Hoodlum, your president has lied to you multiple times, even with this, and you're still trying to justify this action. And he lied to your face, and you're okay with it. It's weird.
So, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. Go ahead.
No,
Chris.
that's it. I'm done.
Okay, so what my response to that is that my position that I'm arguing right now has zero to do with what the president has said. Let me just make that very clear. My position is based on the evidence and the law. Period. Full stop.
Okay, before I load here, Tim,
Well,
can I get a couple seconds?
yes, you may. Yes, go ahead.
I just
Yeah,
want to leave it
65.
with this, like, before I have to go for just a second. You know, like, okay, yes, she can legally protest, right? She apparently was an agitator. He was a cop that had already been, you know, he had a chip on his shoulder. It was obvious. So I'm not going to say he's a one-off because I think there's several more that would have done the same thing in his position because they have a chip on their shoulder. That's why they're doing what they do, most of them, right? Very few of them are out there because they're trying to save the world, right? So you can say that there would have been a few more doing the same thing. That being said, and I know some of y'all are going to say, you can protest, and I hope they protest harder. Do you think that, like, if she could do it all over, that she may have done it from the sidewalk or may have done it from a, you know, and not let people wire her up into this position? Because now that she's gone, everybody else is still breathing and able to go on their day-to-day whatever, and she's not. So it kind of sucks that people get in people's ears and they push it and they're like, yeah, girl, go protest, go protest. Well, are those same people going to go take care of her child now? Because that
Okay.
child doesn't have a mom.
I don't
Okay,
think that her being in her car backed up out of the way is protesting.
And
No,
why
but
are
why
we
was she in
why are
that
we
position
calling
anyways?
why are we calling this lady an agitator?
Well,
Why are we
that's, I
calling
mean,
That's what she'd been doing all day, Tim.
No,
And
that's
if
not
you
an
yeah,
say
agitator.
apparently.
yes,
It's a
yes,
protester.
yes.
It's
Protesters are not
somebody
agitators.
who is
Protesting
saying
does
these
not
people
listen.
exist in these locations. That's not
Would you?
agitating.
You know
Yeah,
what's
but there
funny
is different
is that
levels
they
of
try and
protesters, though.
defend
Let's
J6.
admit
They
that.
try and defend
Okay.
J6.
The reason that you guys are calling them agitators is to attempt to dehumanize. That is the
Incorrect.
purpose. Yes, that is exactly
No.
why. It is
A
to claim
protester is
that
somebody
they are
with a
doing
sign
something. Shut the fuck up,
peacefully.
hoodlum. You guys do that so that you can give a negative connotation to this person as if they were doing something wrong, while you then simultaneously, well, it wasn't illegal and you have a right to do this, but you're agitating. That's fucking stupid. There's no legal definition of agitator that I'm aware of. You're just
Well, again,
using that language to be negative to the person who just took a bullet to the face because she was trying to get away from 3 armed thugs, fucking Nazis, trying to abduct her.
Tim, do you have the video of the ICE
What?
agencies?
Jesus
Hold on,
Christ.
hold on. Do
What
you have the
Benjamin?
video of the ICE?
Shut up, hoodlum.
What
Dina,
Benjamin's?
shut up.
Oh, go ahead.
Dina, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to be real quick. Number one,
That didn't.
they shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. Number two, I'd like to see the evidence where this ICE cop, supposedly cop wannabe, was dragged. There is no evidence of that. It was just alleged he was dragged. Number two, why couldn't they just get her tags? If she was driving away and she was trying to get out of the way, why not just get her tags and track her down? Better yet, why not call local law enforcement? You guys say this lady was an agitator. She was an ICE observer. A lot of people are doing it that way, basically notifying their neighbors that ICE is in the area. She had a right to do that. There is such a thing called the First Amendment. She was not an agitator. She was a citizen doing what she thought was best for her neighbors. If you consider that protesting, so be it. The whole thing is despicable and reprehensible. And there again, I say our biggest danger lies with people who have the mindset, like some of the guests on the panel. Okay, that is where our greatest danger lies, because they basically consider this to be okay, and it is not okay.
They do a lot of
So,
bootlicking. They do a lot of bootlicking.
so I would like to rebut that. So,
And-
rumor is that Dana got dragged in Liberal Loudmouth Live because she asserted that obstructing an officer from doing their job is protesting, and somehow
I'm gonna have
sorry,
to.
I
You're
didn't
gonna have to
interrupt
give.
you.
No.
Well, hold
What-
on.
What you're
This is
saying.
his rebuttal, but I don't know
Yeah.
what he's saying, but I'm going to give him
Yeah,
his time back.
so when you have obstruction, when you have people standing in front of ICE vehicles and the ICE officers have to get out and pepper spray these individuals to go ahead and proceed, that is not protesting. That is obstruction defined by the law. It's a physical act, and this lady was involved in a physical act of obstruction, just like the people standing in front of the ICE vehicles getting pepper sprayed. And so your example, Dana, is kind of pathetic. I'm just going
No,
to
it
say.
isn't pathetic, and I'm going to rebut this.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
I'll give you a chance to rebut because I don't even understand what he meant about Dina being dragged on liberal loudmouths. I don't even know what that's
Well,
about.
it's just basically, if you look at the video, once again, she was waving people around. She was waving people around.
She was.
So she wasn't obstructing anything. She was out there observing. They approached her car in a very, very threatening way. I would have scared the hell out of me too. I would have said, "Okay, I'm out." But all of a sudden, she loses her life. She was basically murdered by these thugs that don't need to be on the street, that have no legal authority to address traffic stops. Okay? This is the sad truth about it. He was basically after her. He was threatening her, and there is no denying this.
And this vehicle right here is obstructing ICE. The
Tim.
ICE vehicle that is stuck is obstructing ICE, and she's
Yeah,
on the
Tim,
other
do you-
side. She's being obstructed by ICE. You see
Do
that?
you have the video of the ICE agency pepper spraying the protesters in the alley? Do you have that video?
Pepper spraying, not shooting them. Hoodlum.
I asked him a question.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I would advise that you look at that video because, in my opinion, legally,
I'll take it under advisement,
Thank you.
and then I'll ignore it because you're hoodlum.
Hoodlum.
Anyway, okay.
Host, can I add something?
Let me get who is that? Is that Llama or Jonathan?
That was Jonathan.
No, it was
Jonathan.
Sensei. Okay.
Well, no, Sensei will be next, but can you can add something quickly, Jonathan?
Well, I just wanted to say that I was reading online that it's actually part of officers' training, even at the federal level, and these federal law enforcement officers. It's part of their training to teach them not to stand in front of vehicles because it could put themselves in danger. That's literally part of their training. And so if we're going to say this lady put herself in this situation by being a protester, and she put herself in this situation, can't we say the same thing for the officer who stood in front of a fucking car or her fucking car?
And I'll tell you why. Because she backed up and repositioned the front of her vehicle, so he was then standing in the front. She positioned the vehicle where it was.
Not
He did
true.
not
That's just
move.
misinformation.
That's not true.
Just
Not at
blatant
all.
misinformation.
Yeah,
The video
that's
shows
not
it
true.
as evidence.
No, that's not true. And I'll pull it up
It
here.
is.
I'll get it queued
That's
up to
untrue.
that because he literally walked himself right
Look
around
at
the fuck,
look at her
right
tires.
around to the
Hold on.
front of the vehicle.
Hold on.
Hoodlum
tires are
again.
turned.
Keep in mind, guys, Hoodlum is in another alternate dimension in the Rick and Morty universe. He is grabbing shit from
So
other
do you see the
dimensions,
other officer
and then
right
he's
now?
presenting that as fact.
Nope.
Sensei, go ahead.
I want to address two people. The truck driver that just left, he's advocating for a tyrannical government, right? Because he's saying, hey, these are consequences of protesting against your government. These are the consequences. So you deserve to get, whatever in the face, right? That's just outright crazy. Secondly, for Hoodlum's argument to hold true, with any law enforcement agency, you have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime being committed, has been committed, or about to be committed. And jurisdiction. Jurisdiction, both of those apply. Since this is a federal agency, especially when it comes to ICE, they enforce immigration law, not traffic stop laws. That's just crazy. Okay, so he has to show you how these officers have violated immigration laws, or it could be what do you call it? Obstruction. It could be, but the problem is this: that silver SUV in that picture. The silver SUV kind of bothers me because that's impeding her path, right?
So let me
That's
just say
right.
this. As a response to you, there was a judge that aided and abetted an alien from removing
Dugan.
themselves from, and she was found guilty of obstruction.
It has nothing to
And
do with this.
obstruction is a law that is enforceable, and that's exactly why they were pulling her out of that vehicle. She was obstructing them from doing their job, and that is the
Can you show me the
consequence when you
obstruction?
don't follow a
You keep
lawful
saying that,
order.
and I keep
So when
not
you
saying
say
it.
that they don't have jurisdiction, excuse me, when you say they don't have jurisdiction to hold people for obstruction, that's just a lie.
Except she wasn't. Their vehicle was
can I
parked
respond?
and or
Yeah,
stuck
exactly.
in the middle of the goddamn road, Hoodlum. She was obstructing absolutely no one. We've seen them do this before, Hoodlum. They go and target people that are these ICE observers. They literally have lists of them, and they seek them out. And they found one lady. They tried to claim that that lady and these others had boxed her in. The fact was that they found her driving down the road and boxed her in, smashed their vehicle into hers, and then shot her through, just like they did here. This is on purpose, Hoodlum. They're doing it on
Can I
purpose.
rebut?
If
Can I
you
rebut?
are an ICE observer, you are at risk of being shot by ICE. They are doing it on purpose. That's why
No,
there's
Tim,
risk.
when you use
yes,
your vehicle
this
as a
is
weapon,
a Nazi
that's going to be lethal
regime,
force.
and you are a Nazi. You are supporting Nazis.
Uh-oh, here the
You're
name
supporting.
calling.
No, it's not name calling. We've seen this before,
Name
Hoodlum.
calling.
We've seen this before in Nazi Germany. They did the same
no,
shit.
you haven't. No, you
yes,
haven't.
they
No,
did
you haven't.
the same
No,
shit.
you heard
They
about
are
things.
targeting
You didn't see
anybody
this.
that doesn't comply with the
No,
government
Tim.
authority, and then they will shoot you in the
Do it.
face.
Are we a country of
And
laws?
you,
Bro's entire argument is just
no,
Are
according to
we a
your
country of
according
laws?
to your president, we are not a nation of laws.
Bro has
But
been
he does know
presented
those
with mounds of
laws.
evidence, hasn't
rebut?
given a single piece. His entire
Can I
argument is
rebut?
nuh-uh.
You guys are
Like,
all
you're
about
so
this
you're
good
so
woman. Hold on.
unintelligent
Your
and
whole
uneducated.
argument
So,
is this good
Trey-
woman just happened to be in the middle of the
Can
street
I
in
rebut?
front of ICE agents.
She didn't just
but
happen to
no
be
no,
there.
one
she
obstructing.
no, she
She didn't
wasn't.
Nobody's
listen to
saying that.
lawful,
Nobody said
and
that.
oh my God,
Hoodlum.
she's a victim. Get the fuck out of
Can I
here.
rebut?
Nobody
You're
said that.
misconstruing the
Yeah,
rhetoric.
nobody said that.
Is what you're doing.
Nobody said that. Sensei, you wanted to rebuttal,
Yes.
40 seconds,
It'll be fast. It'll
and
be
then I'm
fast.
going
It'll
to
be fast.
Tracy. Go ahead.
What you cite is absolutely correct. It's clear as day in the video. The silver SUV, right? The ICE SUV is clearly in front of her, right? That's obstructing her path, right?
No.
It wasn't if the SUV wasn't there, your argument may hold true. But we clearly see that in the video, or I'm just maybe I'm just hallucinating.
You guys
and
would make
I just
horrible detectives.
again I'm rebutting. Shut the fuck up! I was muted for your dumb ass.
I love you too.
We clearly see a silver SUV, unless I'm smoking way too much devil's lettuce. But I don't. I think the SUV is there.
Let me pre-apologize to anybody. If you happen to go to somebody else's panel and you frequent this show and you end up telling somebody on somebody else's panel to shut the fuck up, if that gets you dropped, my apologies. It becomes it's like the twat thing. Lick your mother's twat has become, and cunt. Cunt is also a word that we use regularly around here.
Liberal, I do have to say, I love this panel.
that was
This is one of the
actually
most fun
disrespectful.
panels I've been on.
Trademark Maverick.
That was actually disrespectful as fuck. Would you like him talking to the host like that? I'm just saying.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't disrespect nobody. But these motherfuckers come up here onto your panel and disrespect you, and then, but in person they get slapped in their goddamn lips.
Well, it's okay.
Oh, what?
Tracy is next, and then I think JT is the last one, and then we've got a full panel, and everybody has said something. So Tracy, please go ahead. Tracy.
I'm here. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
One of the things that a report that I've heard, and I apologize, I don't have the source, but the ICE officers had told people to leave. What was happening is that there was a car to the right. Okay, they got stuck. That's the first thing that happened. Then they told people to leave. Miss Good was trying to leave. There was another car to her right that was trying to leave as well. That car had cut Miss Good off. Miss Good had stopped. She was trying to look both ways, and all of a sudden from the left, that's when she saw the ICE officers coming up to her window. So she was pinned in, and she was panicked because they had weapons drawn.
Yeah.
So that's another element of this, and I wish I can go back and find where I saw the interview. But the point I'm making is she was trying to follow their directions legally. She was trying to leave, but she got pinned in, panicked, and then she got what happened.
Right. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. And they, like I said before, they've targeted these observers before, many of them, and they shoot them. So they find these people that are observers that tell people, hey, there's ICE in this neighborhood. And they have signal chats and shit that they send messages to. Perfectly legal. You can do this. You can document what you see. There's nothing illegal about it. And ICE is going after those people. It's purposeful. They're trying to intimidate the public to stop doing that so that they can, do their thing without anybody saying, hey, to the immigrants that are in this area, there's people here. ICE. I think that's exactly what they did.
And see, if we, or at least if I think about this, if I see ICE show up in my neighborhood, do you think I'm not going to warn my neighbors?
Why would you aid and abet somebody here in this country legally?
You're not aiding or abetting. You can report. Listen, Hoodlum.
No expectation of privacy in public.
That's correct. You can report what you see. And Noah, in the comment, you saying that it's illegal. It's not illegal. If you see agents doing something in an area, you are under no fucking obligation whatsoever to keep quiet. None.
May I rebut?
You can report. It's called journalism. Listen, journalists do this all the time. They report what they see, and all of a sudden you're acting as if when people, citizen journalists, report what they see to people, and all of a sudden it becomes illegal.
Organized, Tim. It's organized.
I don't. So is journalism.
It was illegal.
So is the organized
journalism.
murder of civilians, but we're not talking about that.
Crazy.
If it was illegal,
This affects my family. This affects my family. Please let me explain why.
You have illegals?
No. My son-in-law is from Puerto Rico. He is an American citizen. He's a retired Marine. He has fought for this nation. He has bled for this nation. He speaks with a Puerto Rican accent. He is the father of my grandchildren. And if you don't think for a moment that I'm going to warn him or any neighbor in my neighborhood for any reason,
That's a projection.
no, sir.
She's got a timer, Hoodlum.
Sir, that is a real thing. Okay, if you think that I'm not going to warn my family and my neighbors, my grandchildren, no, I'm protecting my family.
So I'd like to rebut Tim.
Well, I don't give a shit because
I would
we
love
still
to
have
rebut.
another person. Hold on. We still have another person that hasn't spoken yet, and then I'd like to get around. We can do all that here in just a second. None of that was important enough, or novel for a rebuttal. JT, go ahead.
Okay, and thank you, Liberal, for having me and allowing me to speak. So
Yeehaw.
let's not also forget. So let's not also forget about the man that was recording what was going on his own property. He was inside his fence in his own front yard, and ICE told him to go back in his house, which he didn't have to. He was on his own property that he paid for. Okay, and then when he was when they would tell him to stop recording and for him to go back in the house, and he didn't, they went up and arrested him for why? And he was standing on his own property, not obstructing justice, not interfering with their investigation. He was only recording from his own property. So people like Hoodlum and all you other Trump milk drinking motherfuckers, I want to know, what is your excuse for that?
I love milk, and I'm not MAGA.
Me
Recording is a crime.
Well, milk was a more edited version. I wanted to say the word that begins with C, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to get you taken down. Yeah,
Oh,
you know
I
what
got-
I'm talking about.
So,
You
So-
milk drinking motherfuckers.
so being that he
Oh, tread
addressed
on me, Daddy. Please give me a tread mark. Oh, right on the behind. Go ahead, Hoodlum.
Thank you. By the way, I do appreciate your theatrics with the tread on me. That's pretty good. I just got to give you that. So, to JT's point, I don't think that should have happened. I don't think that anyone on their own property should be arrested. I think that you also have to remember that an assembly of people that are being very aggressive towards the police office, the ICE officers, and the fact that the violent activity on ICE is up 1,500%, injuries to the officers. And so all I would say is this. In a country, we have laws.
Hold on, real quick. Before you continue,
let him finish.
I just want to
Let
know.
him finish.
No,
he's got
no,
a
no,
no.
I'm on a
He's
timer.
he's got a timer. Let him finish, and then you can rebut.
So I would say this. We have laws in this country, whether you agree with those laws or not, but we have an enforcement agency. And if you don't like those laws, then you can legislate to change them. But you don't get to choose which ones are going to be enforced and which ones aren't based on your emotional pleading. Sorry, that's not this country.
Yeah, tell Trump that. JT, you wanted to rebut?
So yes, I do. So let's not talk about laws us not respecting laws when you have a Chester Cheetah motherfucker in the office that don't even follow the due process policies. So don't talk to me about no goddamn laws when you support when you support an administration that violates laws against children, against women, against brown-skinned people, and against their own fucking citizens. So don't talk to me about no goddamn laws, boy. And now risk the flow.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you,
boy.
JT. Let me go to, I guess Dina would be next. Go ahead, Dina. Dina, you are muted.
Thank you. Yes, I was muted and I was writing something. Unfortunately, what these people don't seem to understand, the First Amendment is part of the Constitution. People have the right to assemble. People have the right to protest. The man standing in his yard was doing nothing wrong. What these thugs are that they've put out on the street basically go through a 16-week course. They're not qualified to be out there. I still haven't seen any evidence, upcoming evidence, to verify whether or not the thug that actually murdered this lady was drugged behind a car. So I think that they need to get a grip, because basically they're advocating that our constitutional rights be dismissed, that our constitutional rights are no longer valid. There was nothing to justify the murder of this lady leaving behind a 6-year-old son. And what really broke my heart, and I'm just going to put this in here, is the fact that they saw the stuffed toys that she had for her son in the back of the car. But I guess she won't get to see him anymore because, according to Hoodlum and people like him, she was obstructing the ICE officers. Yeah, sad.
Yeah, I got to
For her,
say,
that she made the wrong decision.
I
Absolutely
don't
agree with you.
I don't understand why anybody wants to live in a country where when the government speaks, you have to shut up, and when they tell you to do something, you have to comply, and if you don't, they can make up some narrative and just shoot you in the face, and that's fun. I don't know why people are even on
She
board with
played
that.
in the narrative.
Even
She
if
played
you
in the
think
story.
that there's a minuscule chance of imminent danger with this officer, the guy could have stepped to the side. Surely you can even acknowledge that he could step to the side, Hoodlum. Do you think that was possible for him to step to the side?
Sure, but you have
Okay, and he
the
chose not
convenience-
to.
Hold on, Tim.
He
You have
chose
the
not to.
convenient-
Tim, you have the convenience of playing a slow motion video 18 fucking million times for you to come up with your conclusion, and he had less than a second to make a decision.
Wait, okay, are you
But look,
telling me that by human
if you really
nature,
felt
well,
his life,
hold on. By human nature, you're telling me that a human, when seeing imminent danger in front of them, their first reaction isn't to get out of the way of the thing coming at them, according to you? That requires some additional thought process. But doing this, pulling out a gun, putting it into the face of the person is quicker than moving to the side and takes less
Mind you,
mental
a
thought?
gun that has
What?
only existed, a piece of technology that has only existed for about the last 100 years in human
Right.
history. Meanwhile, we've existed for a lot longer than that. You would think that the general human reaction is to pull a gun instead of get out of the way. Mind you, he was actively getting out of the way while
While he
pulling
did it.
his gun.
That's right.
He was fully capable of not pulling that gun and having
And
the
then on
same
top of
outcome
that-
for himself.
That's right.
And then on
Well
top of
said.
that, Llama, to piggyback off what Llama is saying, y'all, if he really felt his in imminent threat and in danger and all of that, he would have pew-pewed through the windshield while he was standing in front of the car.
He
He wasn't in front of the car. Sorry.
Well, he was off to the side.
He didn't do. No. No, he didn't pew-pew through the front windshield. He
Yes, he
pew-pewed
did.
through the driver's side door.
No, he did.
The first
Yeah,
bullet was through the windshield.
He did.
It was a lower.
Yeah,
lower
here.
level.
The second
Play
two were
that
through the
clip.
window.
Yeah, here,
Play-
hold
play-
on.
play that clip again, 'cause the
yeah,
first
I'll
shot-
play it.
Because
Yeah.
the first projectile I seen that was released was through the driver's side window. I didn't see any projectiles.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to play it. Okay,
JT,
hold on. I'm
watch
going to
the
play
video.
it. Hold on. I'm going to play it. We're going to play it. And you can see it's very
Watch the
clear.
feet.
Right here. Let me zoom in. I want y'all to I don't know if I had to move up. There we go. Okay. So he is basically almost out of the way at this point. We're going to go forward frame by frame. He's pulling his gun. And now you can see he's leaning over the hood.
No, Tim.
Yes, he is.
She's
Yes,
driving
no, he
over
is.
him.
Watch the look where his foot is. Right here. That's his foot.
No, back it
No,
up.
no, no.
Back it
That's
up,
his
Tim.
foot.
The
That's
shot
his
isn't
foot.
fired
Hoodlum.
yet in the video.
That is,
There is not a bullet
Hoodlum.
fired yet.
Hoodlum, I know you want this to be this dude's dick hanging down, but it's not. It's the other guy's foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point in the video,
that is
both
not.
feet are to the side of the car. There is not a
He's-
bullet fired yet.
Yeah,
Your
it-
assertion that he bent
Can-
over her car
guys,
is incorrect.
Holy
Don't
fucking
you know why
shit.
he was- oh,
Yes, hold on. Okay, guys, everybody, hold on.
Can
We're
I say
watching.
something?
Fucking shh. Okay, so
Damn
we're
it,
going
Tim.
over this again. Look, we're off to the side. He is off to the side. He hasn't fired his shot yet. He's about to. Watch. You'll see it right here. And you can see, let me move it up. He is shooting at the windshield. There is a bullet that goes into the windshield. You can see it, in pictures afterwards. And he's standing off to the side. Look where. Let me move this. Let me move this timer 1 second.
Yeah, and can we get the other angle too, please?
Hold on.
The other angle just further shows what you're seeing right here.
Yeah, he's leaning forward. He shot into the windshield at her, and then damn it. Oh, oops. Hold on. I know where it's at. 14 seconds. And again, keep in mind, by the time he fires his third shot, from the time he drew his weapon was 2 seconds. Right there. He is clearly out of the way. Do you see this? And look at the tire is turned hard right. Hard right. You see that. She's going out of his way. He is not in the path of the vehicle when he fired this shot. That's a fact.
Even while dead and
It's-
unconscious, the vehicle still continues to turn right. So you
That's
can't
right.
argue that car was not turned right away
That's
from
right.
that officer.
And then, so he fires 2 more shots, and for some reason the audio isn't working. That second shot comes
And
right, I believe, here.
it actually seems like, but liberal, it actually seems like she tried to dodge him from hitting him.
Yeah, she was.
Like, look how hard
Yeah,
she
she
turned.
was.
That's what
It
she
looked
was
like
doing.
She was
tried to
turning
not hit
hard
him.
right.
You guys
Yeah.
are focused on
Yeah.
the wrong thing.
Can
And then what
someone
is the right
remind-
thing?
How are we
I'll tell
focusing?
you. I'll tell you right now. The other.
No, it seems like
the
you.
other
It
is
seems
JT,
like
just
it seems.
Hey, JT, you can
Like
rebut
you
me,
on,
but just let me speak, please. So
it's on your own
what you
biased
don't
opinion.
understand is her intention. Listen, her intentions are not important. It is what's
That's
important here. Hold on.
dumb.
What's important here is the fact that the officer was in front of the vehicle, standing off to the left-hand side of the fender. Okay. Now, when she went, or right-hand side of the fender. Now, when she backed up, she repositioned the front of her vehicle and put him on the left front driver's side of the vehicle. And when she put it in drive and move forward, he has no purview of her wheels. All he can hear is the engine revving up. He doesn't know she's turning, but the vehicle starts moving forward to the point where he is over her hood at that point, and
That's interesting.
His own choice, by the way.
And he takes action. Now, what you can't see in this video is you can see the wheel, but you can't see the left front fender.
So that's interesting,
You can't see
Hoodlum.
that.
It's because
Yeah, but if you look at
we
the other
okay.
viewpoint,
So let
you
me just put this into perspective. That means if you're walking in the parking lot and somebody starts to do a 3-point turn, you can shoot him in the face, according to Hoodlum.
Because I don't know if they're going to
Because you don't know what they're going to do. I didn't know what she was going to do. All I knew is that I happened to be there in front of the vehicle as they were going, even though, you know, vehicles do go around you. And so if you're in the parking lot and somebody does a 3-point turn, and when they're backing up before they start to roll forward and move to the right, you can shoot them in the face. Isn't that right, Hoodlum?
No.
And no, you can't argue. I was in imminent danger, Judge. I didn't know.
so-
It doesn't matter what the person's
Tim,
intention was.
Tim, we're
It was.
talking
I
about a
felt like I was in
detainment.
imminent danger.
We're
That's
talking
what
about a
Hoodlum.
detainment and a
No,
lawful order.
no, that's different. No,
Stop using the word
that's
lawful
not
order.
Can I
You've
say
what.
been given
something?
countless
That's
pieces
not
of
what you're
evidence that
arguing,
explain
Hoodlum.
otherwise.
What you're arguing is that her intention didn't matter. It was that he felt he was in imminent danger, regardless of where there was a legal stop or not. He would be able to make that argument. Stand your ground laws, for example. So no, it has nothing to do with whether it was a legal detention or not. That means your version of events is if you're standing in front of a vehicle that starts to pull forward, even if they're going to turn right and go around you, means you get to shoot them in the face and go to court and say, I didn't know what they were doing, but the vehicle rolled towards me, so I shot her in the face. That's what you're arguing,
This-
Hoodlum.
This is dumb as hell
Hold on.
because
That's what
if-
you're
if two
arguing,
people-
bro.
Hold on.
if
In
two-
Florida,
if
So I can tell
if
you're
two
not
or
like
three
some of us
people
know.
listen, if 2 or 3 people was to break out fighting near me, anywhere nearby me or beside me or whatever, I'm gonna move out the way so I won't get.
Well, no,
see
you
what I'm
can just
saying?
shoot them because that's imminent danger of another individual. Hoodlum is like, you
Oh,
know what?
yeah.
Just if you see anything that's confrontational and you feel like you're in imminent danger, just shoot him in the face. Right, Hoodlum?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hold on.
You know,
Right,
that's what he's
Hoodlum?
going to say in court, though. He thought his
Yeah.
life was in
That's all you have
whatever
to say.
danger.
That's all you have to say.
So
You
if
can
that was
also
the
tell that
case,
Hoodlum knows
again,
nothing about
so
driving in
has-
snow because he's
So
talking
he
about how she
is,
was
nobody
turning out,
wins.
flooring it. She
Okay.
probably, I'd be more implied to believe that she barely pressed that pedal and her tires spun a little bit
They
because
did.
she was on ice.
That's correct.
That is
They
snow.
did.
This
You
is
can
Minnesota.
You can see it in the video. You can see the tires spinning.
Yep, she is on ice.
so
Again,
liberal. According to Hoodlum's logic,
I'm hearing my name
So-
by somebody.
Yes, Tracy.
it's JT.
Hello.
Well, no,
So-
you
so-
had already
We
responded.
have
We
breaking
have.
news.
Oh,
Whoa.
what's up?
Okay. Olive in the where people type. She
Chat.
had breaking news.
Huh?
The FBI is taking away Minnesota's right to investigate this, to do their own investigation. So,
Total bullshit.
Well, they can't.
well, no, or either that, or maybe pull. I'll drop down and
Oh,
let.
I
It
got it here.
says-
I got
okay.
it here. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay,
Oh,
but they can't
so-
do this.
And
Okay,
this
hold
order
on,
is
JT. Hold on,
Okay.
JT. We're going to read it together because I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing it. Minnesota officials say they can't access evidence after fatal ICE shooting, and FBI won't work jointly on investigation. Head of Minnesota State Investigations Agency says the U.S. Attorney's Office has cut off its access in the fatal shooting of a Minneapolis woman by an ICE agent. There you go. Quote, the investigation would now be led solely by the FBI, and the BCA would no longer have access to the case materials, scene evidence, or investigative interviews necessary to complete a thorough and independent investigation, Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Superintendent Drew Evans said in a statement. Hoodlum?
Well, that's awfully
Yeah,
convenient.
so jurisdictionally, being that it was a federal officer involved, they have jurisdiction.
But it was a
yeah.
state crime. Hoodlum?
It's not a crime. It's your
Murder.
assertion. No,
The
it's not murder.
That's
unaliving
the
of somebody
investigation,
is
isn't
a
it?
state
It's an
crime.
alleged murder.
Is it not?
So,
Again,
so
I'm
Hoodlum.
sorry that you
So,
guys
Oh
don't know
my
how
God.
things work.
so
but
Hoodlum, real quick,
It's a
Hoodlum.
state
So,
crime. Hold
according
on,
to y'all
JT.
logic,
Hold on, JT. It is a state crime, Hoodlum. Okay. Now, JT,
So-
I know you. I get that you're fired up. I get it. We've got,
Tim.
Several other people. I don't
Tim.
think have. Shut up, Hoodlum. God damn it, bro. Fucking shit. Simper hasn't spoken yet. Let me get to Simper. Simper, go ahead.
hey Semper, how you doing?
Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. I just
Absolutely.
wanted to say, I want to pretend that Hoodlum's argument holds like any water whatsoever. I
It
think it's
doesn't.
been thoroughly dismantled like several times now. But let's just pretend that she was trying to run the ICE officer or agent over. It's interesting to me how like suddenly conservatives care about people getting ran over. When it's a protester, they do not care. In fact, Sheriff James Moeller in Pennsylvania recently posted a meme of a Dodge Ram protester edition that is like covered in red liquid. And he didn't seem to care about people being ran over. So I don't think you're actually, I think your intent is really just to lick boots. You're not
So,
really
Semper, let me
giving a
just
shit
tell you
about
the difference.
people
Let me just
getting
tell
ran
you the
over.
difference.
I
So
like
I'm going to
boots.
rebut this by saying this. When somebody is operating under the
Dimper
official
needs his 4
capacity
seconds
of
back.
being a
Hoodlum
federal
interrupted.
agent, we are not acting in the private capacity of a protester. And so when a protester who has no legal right of jurisdiction, what's the right word? Obstructs the free movement of another, then you as that free citizen can just continue on. So your comparison is grossly incorrect. The capacity of this gentleman was an ICE agent first, and that was the role he was fulfilling. And a protester is acting on their own free cognitive choice to be in front of a vehicle that is preventing them from moving. So yeah, there's a huge difference. As a matter of fact, Florida made it legal to do so.
So I have a question for Hoodlum real quick.
Anybody else speak?
So yeah.
Yo, let me see. I don't think Dina has spoken in a minute. I know Benjamin wanted. So let me just go to the top and we'll go
Yeah.
left to right. Dina, go
There
ahead.
you go. Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Listen, when I hear things like this, there is no doubt in my mind that we're living in a state of tyranny. Every argument that Hoodlum proposes is ridiculous. Number one, it wasn't even in the jurisdiction. The local police should have been called. Number two, she was driving away. Number three, they could have gotten her tags. There's so many things wrong with this. It's unreal. And now to hear that Kash Patel, which by the way, Bill Barr said that he wouldn't trust him with his taking out his garbage, much less be part of the FBI, is controlling this. Hey, people, we're really in trouble. Let's just see how far
Bill
they can go
Barr?
down the rabbit hole.
Really? Bill Barr, Dana? Bill Barr, the same one?
It's her
Hey,
time.
Hoodlum,
It's her
Hoodlum,
time.
Hoodlum.
Shut up,
Hey,
Hoodlum.
wait a
You have
minute.
20
Wait a minute.
seconds.
Hey,
Yeah.
You have
listen,
20
That's
seconds.
a
Guys,
horrible
guys,
example.
guys, guys.
and I want to get my 10 seconds back.
I
That's
gave you
exactly
even
what Bill-
more.
Thank you,
That's
dear.
like-
That's exactly what Bill Barr said about Kash Patel, that he thought he was incompetent and inept, and he wouldn't trust him to take out his garbage. But this is the person over the FBI, and
I'd like to
now,
see that quote.
now,
Dana, do you have that
He
proof?
wasn't wrong either.
Hoodlum.
You have 17
shut up.
seconds.
God
Jesus
damn.
Christ, there's so much I can take of Hoodlum, but at the same time, people realize that it's people like Hoodlum that are the real danger to our country. He's justifying their illegal actions. And with that, Liberal, can you drop me down? Because I got to get busy.
Can do. You can drop
Bye,
yourself
Dina.
if you need.
Okay.
I'm not a panel that you have to wait until the host drops you. That's like kidnapping. I'm not going to kidnap you and hold you at your well. I just want to go.
Just feed me.
Please let me drop.
Kidnap me, just feed me.
Chad, I'm hostage.
Go ahead, Llama. Go ahead.
I guess there was a point that I wanted to make earlier, but we were getting a little misconstrued on the organization there for a second. I'm not gonna try to. I'm gonna try to give as little personal information as possible, but I have been through a house raid, so I have a little bit of a personal connection to the things that are happening. And so you say that somebody's breaking the law. Do you know the difference between the warrants that they get? The warrants that ICE gets aren't judicial warrants, which 99% of the time does not give them jurisdiction or the authority to enter a house without permission. Yet they're busting into homes, kicking in doors, and robbing people from their homes like they're just free willy-nilly to do that when their warrants do not authorize them to do so. Traumatizing children, putting guns to kids' heads, putting guns to families for what? And that is completely illegal. So to claim that, oh, you're here illegally, so you got to go, ICE is breaking more laws, like worse, ICE is committing worse crimes in detaining than the actual crime that they're detaining for in the first place. And that is fact.
Real quick is some housekeeping to the person, and I can't find your name. You were asking to come up. I'm getting to everybody. There was like 22 people here trying to get up, so forgive me. I'll get to you when I can, when somebody else drops. Also, guys, if you would tap the screen, we're at 106,000. Let's get to 150K. It shouldn't take too long. We got plenty of people in here. I also have a gifting goal of 10 cowboy hats. I currently have 2. If you want to support the live, if you like the way I do the panel, then support the live so that I can continue. This is how I make a living. So I also have Crash App and Vimo if you want to donate, $1, $2, whatever, buy me a coffee. Coffee's like $8-9 now, so you can buy me a little espresso shot, I guess, maybe, to Crash App and
Give Peck a
Vimo.
Neurogum.
Yeah, so give me a chiclet. That'll be fine too. 50 cents, whatever. $sign Lib Loudmouth or at Lib Loudmouth. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. On Crash App and Vimo, respectively. Anyway, okay, so we're going to continue. Ben, you'll be next. Go ahead, man. Benjamin. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Benjamin. It's been a long time since I've been here, Tim, and I apologize. I've been busy just honestly working on myself, my fitness.
Trying to figure out the VR?
Between work and that. Yes, that. Yes, sir. But a lot of that's been soul searching, and so I hate that this shit happens, because it's like I feel like we all should know at this point that law enforcement is gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? I think we should all agree there that we can say breaking laws, we can say this, that, whatever. They're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. I hate the way that people get in other people's ears and push them to do something and wire them up, act as electricians, wire the hell out of them. And then this happens to her, and I keep repeating this, but now her I think a son, doesn't have a mom, because she thought and maybe if she could do it all over again, maybe she would. Maybe she stood on business, and that's how passionate she is, and I can appreciate that. But gosh damn, there's got to be a different way, a better way, and hopefully something comes out of this for the good for her, and things change. I don't think they will. I'm afraid it's going to get even worse. But I wish the people that are wiring everybody up to go act a fool or protest, I'm not going to say act a fool, it's their right, and protest as loud as you want. Just quit telling other people to do it and go do it your fucking self and put your ass on the line.
Well, Benjamin, who told her to do that? Do you have evidence that somebody was instructing her to go and do that? Because this is multiple times you've said that.
I don't, and she may have very well done this all on her own, and I'm sure that she's very passionate, and she wanted to do this. But I'm sure that she's, heard and kind of gets charged up by people,
Well,
and because
Benjamin, you may not have heard this, but in the video, somebody says, "You just shot my neighbor." So I think she actually lived there or on that street.
I think so initially I thought that was her driveway. I'm thinking, okay,
I don't know if
she's
it was her
backing out.
driveway, but there is
I
evidence
don't
to
think it was.
suggest that she lived in that area because
Yes,
somebody
I
did
agree.
scream, "You shot my neighbor." So,
Yes, I agree.
I don't know
I
what
thought she was backing out of her driveway. I
Yeah,
thought she was backing out of her driveway, which would make sense the way she was angled. And so I was like, well, fuck. She's backing out of her driveway. She's waving them on. So she's in the right all the way around. I still think she's in the right, whatever she was doing. However, unfortunately, she put herself in a situation where we already know ICE is acting as if they, own the place.
I got Ash.
It sucks because she unfortunately, even though she was in the right, she's not here anymore because of where she was.
because of the actions of an untrained idiot.
That had a chip on his shoulder, and they're
Yes.
still going to be out there, and there's even more of them. So you
Right.
got to say, is it
So,
worth it? I don't know.
Well, okay, so because somebody else does a bad thing, we have to stop doing the thing that is right.
And that's the thing too. Like, I don't suggest saying everybody cowered down now because that would be the wrong
And we
thing to
shouldn't.
do, right?
It is the wrong thing to do, to cower.
So
That's
we
correct.
should be loud and we should protest. I agree.
That's right.
But
Okay.
but fuck, man. You know?
Look, it sucks. I understand what you're trying to say, but Benjamin, this is like, if we cower and we capitulate, they will just completely win. We cannot do that.
Yeah,
we cannot
can't.
do that.
We can't.
People
I
are
agree.
going. People are going to die. This is a fact. There's going to be more people shot by ICE. But that shouldn't
Hold on,
stop
Tim.
people because
Tim,
the goal of that is to intimidate the public. Shut up, hoodlum. To do exactly what you are talking about, which is this fucking sucks, guys. Don't do this. Is it worth it? That's what they want the public to do, and that's why we have to say fuck you.
That's the hoodlum. This is exactly what
Yeah.
they're doing.
No.
Just like the
Listen.
black guy. Just
They're
tell
trying
you
to
about.
enforce immigration law. Period. End of
Illegally.
story.
Illegally enforce
Just
immigration.
like I was telling you about that
shooting
black
U.S.
guy.
citizens.
So hold on. When
Yeah.
you say that
I
they are going to
addressed
win,
Benjamin
what are you
earlier, but he
what are you
dropped.
trying to prevent? The people from getting removed, correct? That's
Hoodlum,
what
can
you're
you
trying
tell
to
me a
prevent?
single
You
immigration
don't
law?
agree with
That's-
immigration law, so what? They're going to
Tell
win
me-
by removing people that are illegally in this country, and
Hoodlum,
that's
tell me
them
an immigration
fucking
law.
winning,
One
enforcing
singular
the law,
policy.
Tim?
Tell me
Okay.
one. Hoodlum, define
You're-
a
so
single
you're-
trying to gaslight.
policy
No.
immigration
He's
law.
trying to gaslight liberals.
They have a job to do, and if they can't do their job, then they need to go find a different job. If they're not good at
Nazis
what
have a
they
job to
do,
Preventing them
if
from
they are
doing
not,
their job.
they're not preventing them because people are being deported, aren't they? Yeah.
I addressed.
So they're still
Benjamin
doing the-
earlier. I'm sorry.
I don't understand. Like what? Okay,
I love how
moving
Hoodlum
on.
just completely
I'm gonna
ignored that as well.
I'm gonna go to I don't know what that is. Diamonds. Go ahead, Diamonds.
Thanks a lot. Firstly, I hope I don't offend anyone. I'm not an American citizen. But before, one of the gentlemen was talking about Nazi Germany, and I think Hoodlum was like, yeah, you have never seen it, you have never heard it. I grew up in the system that went through exactly the same process that you're going through. And it started with taking people that are not liked or are a minority.
We have laws, sir.
A strict
Shut
system.
up,
Let me finish.
hoodlum.
Let me finish. The laws move. That's the problem. Once you militarize a
No,
subset
they
of
don't,
your
sir, and they
shut the
haven't.
fuck up. Once you militarize a subset of your forces, then you stress this. Start with the minority. Start with the black guy, and now go to the Mexican dude. Now shoot a white lady. If you guys let this go, hoodlum, the next time when they are in front of your door, the law may be that you're not allowed to live on your own land, and then you're gonna be shot, and that law gonna be changed through an executive order.
So let me
Thank you very
respond.
much. I don't want to stay here
First
anymore.
and foremost,
Well,
we
thank you,
have
Diamonds.
laws. It's called the INA. the Immigration Naturalization Act of 1954, and it has been the law of the land. If you don't like the laws, it doesn't mean that you don't enforce them because it doesn't align with your emotional position. It means that you legislate to change the law in this country. And the fact that the Democrats are taking the emotional perspective of which laws are going to be enforced and which laws aren't going to be enforced based on your emotional pleading of the day is exactly the fucking problem. This is what separates us from other countries. We are a country of laws. And if you don't like them, then legislate to change them, but you don't just not enforce them because of your feelings,
But Hoodlum,
people.
Hold on, guys.
Hoodlum,
He's still got
why-
a timer.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
and to
done.
that, Hoodlum, I would say if you think that we're a nation of laws, stop voting for criminals, bitch. Joe Gatt, go ahead.
Are executive orders laws?
How's it going, boss?
What's up, man? Go ahead.
Hey, I'm not gonna go up deep in a lot of stuff in here because I don't have all the facts and all that. My personal opinion for what I see in the video, he didn't need it to do what he did. I'm not saying what's right, what's wrong. I would have not done it. And you know I voted for Trump and all that, but to me it was unnecessary. I don't know all the facts, like I say. That's my opinion right now. If something comes out later, maybe it changed, but as of right now, he didn't need it to do that. That's all I had to say.
On top of that, it caused more damage. Him taking that woman out, it definitely caused emotional damage and mental damage to her wife and her child. But it also caused collateral damage to the neighbor's car that she T-boned. I mean that she ran head on into. You
Yeah, I don't
think is
even care
ICE
about the
is ICE going to repair for the damages that was done?
Where's the accountability?
It probably will.
Where's the accountability for her
I know
actions?
you're not talking about
Where's
accountability.
the accountability for
I
her
know
actions
I'm not
in
hearing
this?
accountability
She's
out
the
of a
one who
MAGA's
shut the
mouth.
fuck up. You
No, I'm
made
not gonna shut the fuck
yeah,
up. You're a
you shut the
loser.
fuck up,
And
Hoodlum.
everything you said isn't based in fact.
Blame Dick
Everything you've
Llama.
said is
Listen,
moronic. You haven't given a single piece of evidence between any of your
Hoodlum.
claims. Every single claim you've made from the very beginning of her supposedly
Blame Dick
agitating,
Llama.
all the way up to the point of her maybe intentionally hitting the officer, has been debunked
I'm
by
sorry
every single
that
person on
Donald
this
Trump
panel,
brings
and your
accountability
refusal
to your
to
world,
accept
but
evidence is
get over it.
cowardice. You're a coward.
Okay.
You're scared to change your mind.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. It's
You're a
yeah,
coward,
it's
Hoodlum.
hold on, guys.
It's Sensei's turn.
Yes, it's Sensei's turn. Go ahead, Sensei.
Yeah, I addressed earlier Benjamin, but he decided to drop. He's pretty much
I
advocating.
had a job.
I understand. I'm not blaming you. I'm going to repeat myself again so you hear. So, anyways, he's semi-advocating for a tyrannical government. He's victim blaming, right? These are constitutional rights. The First Amendment, Bill of Rights. She has the right to be a protester. So do I and you. But you're going to put people in fear? Fearful of the fucking entire. Why don't you apply to the entire Bill of Rights? How's that? Just the First Amendment right. That's a fucking, by definition, a tyrannical fucking government. Fuck
Right.
that shit. Fuck you, Hoodlum. I'm speaking. I saw 20 some odd seconds, bitch. I'm tired of you fucking interrupting. Learn to fucking mute yourself. You can't. If
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
thought it was on
emotion-
mute.
Learn
I thought
to
it was on
fucking
mute.
Learn to fucking mute
I
yourself.
thought it was
if you're
on
gonna-
mute.
Then fucking mute yourself now, bitch.
Okay,
And
sweetheart,
I'm
I
using
will.
up all. I want to reclaim my fucking time, man.
I gave you 5 seconds back. And then you ran
It's
out.
cool, liberal. It's cool, liberal. You can give him more time before
I
me
got a
if you
rebut
want
on
to.
that.
Since
I got a rebut.
Oh,
That's
Ben
fine.
wants to
I'm-
rebut?
can I-
Okay.
can-
Yeah, I got
Can I?
Were you not able to make your point? I mean, I gave you your 5
Yeah,
seconds
finish
back.
up, Sensei. Finish
Yeah,
up.
go ahead and land your plane.
Point, for everything for Hoodlum to claim, RAS has to apply and jurisdiction applies. And I still don't understand the silver fucking SUV. Is that just? Am I wrong to just hallucinating about a silver SUV literally in front of her fucking car?
Right. Yeah, Benjamin,
Okay.
you wanted to rebut? Go ahead, 45
Yeah,
seconds.
so I'm not saying don't go out and protest. I'm just saying the fact is everybody that gets in everybody's ears about, yeah, go out there and protest, they're going to still be able to sit on their couch and watch the next person go down like that. unfortunately. What I'm saying is I would, if I was out protesting, I would pick a situation where maybe I would do it from a different way. But knowing that ICE already has a chip on their shoulder, and for what y'all are saying, they already want to block people in, innocent people, and do something as an excuse or whatever, or they're hunting people down more or less. Why the fuck would you put yourself in that situation? Unless I don't want to say she was asked for it, but I'm saying she knew that the dangers of it, and unfortunately, she paid the ultimate price. So hopefully, it was worth it for her cause.
Let me ask you this, Benjamin. I got a message about this pro LGBTQ church. And there was a bunch of trans people and gay people inside this church scared to fucking death. So somebody sends me a message because these fucking bigots are outside screaming at them on a loudspeaker. And so I show up there, and here I'll just pull up the fucking part of the video. Just
Is this real?
Yeah. And so I go there, and this guy, it turns out this guy is actually violent. He had assaulted a child and a woman at another protest where they were at. I didn't know who he was, but I'm the only one there. They've got a fucking speaker screaming at these people. When I went in there to get water, the look on the face, because they thought I was there I get that I was one of them. They were scared shitless. And I just needed water because I didn't bring any, and I was screaming over their speaker. Now, if this guy had turned violent to me, whose fault would that be? Mine?
God would have voted for Kamala Harris. God wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump. He's not a Christian.
And so it's just me and these people. But I have a right to do that, to go and counter protest, right?
Hey, look at the red
To
MAGA
go
hat in the back.
and I called this guy right here a fucking pedo because he looked like one, and they kept talking about child smicks. And I got in his face. If he had been violent and shot me, would you have said that I shouldn't have put myself in that position?
I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that you know the risk involved, and you made a decision, and stand by it. Stand on business.
Yes.
I fully say protest all the fuck you want. Just know, for everybody that's listening that may want to go out and do it and that are angry and want to step out there, just know ICE isn't going to give a fuck what the law says. So there's a high probability that this could happen to you. And if you're cool with that, by all means. I mean, it sucks because I'm not trying to say don't do it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like some people are put in a position and it's antagonizing them. And I know that, okay, so there's some people that overdo it and they antagonize and they got their fingers in their face and they're just, come on. It's like putting candy in front of a baby's face, right? And you're like, don't eat it. And they're like, but it's red, shiny, and sugary, and don't eat it. You can't have it. You can't have it. Well, I mean, if the baby grabs a candy and something happens and they have a reaction to it or whatever, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. There's got to be a better way. I don't know that there is.
You're blaming the victim.
I'm not saying don't do it.
And in this case, the victim happened to be somebody who was using their constitutionally protected rights to do what they did. And they were unalived by the government, who is restricted from unlawful search and seizure, which is what they were attempting to do, in my opinion. And you're over here,
Tim,
like,
you feel
being
that
critical
there's
of her because she was
feel like
engaged in this.
sometimes, from what everybody says, she's been doing it all day, and I feel like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but is it worth it to maybe, push that button? Well, you can clearly see with these people it's not. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying don't do it.
If you don't.
But fucking.
If you don't, we know what happens.
I understand what
the
you're saying.
Nazis take
Yes,
over, and then you have no rights. That's the
Right.
alternative.
No, I get
if
it.
you don't stand up,
yeah.
you lose everything. And so people have
Is
to be
any video
willing.
that started earlier?
People have to be willing to lose their life to stand on the principle of freedom. They have to be. If you
Unfortunately,
aren't,
that's been the case with every major movement in American history.
yes, and you have to be. Is it unfortunate that it happened? Yes, but we should never criticize somebody who is standing up for what they believe is their freedoms and their rights. And that's what you're doing. I understand the point you're making, but it doesn't really come across in the best way, because I'm not going to blame this person for standing on business, which is what she was doing.
And you know what? And according to people like Hoodlum and their logic, I remember just weeks ago, maybe over a month ago, a police officer ran over a black guy with his cruiser or whatever. So should that black guy stepped out the way and gave him a shot ahead? And I'm not talking about oral either. So he had stepped out the way and gave him a shot ahead like that ICE officer did that woman.
Now,
I'm
what
asking
now?
a question. It seems like when I ask them direct questions, they get quiet because their brain can't process the
Well, what was
question that I
what was
asked.
the
They get-
question? Because I was reading a comment.
So about a month or so ago, a cop tried to illegally detain a black guy or whatever who was walking down the street, and then he ran the guy over with his car, so with his police cruiser. So
I remember that.
So according to Hoodlum's logic, should that black guy would he been okay to step to the side, to step out the way, and gave that officer a shot ahead? And I'm not talking about oral either. Would he have given him a shot ahead like that ICE agent gave that woman that
Well, no.
allegedly tried to run over him with her car?
So again, a police officer in a vehicle trying.
Answer the question. Yes or no. Yes or no. I don't want to. I don't want to hear no rhetoric. I don't want to hear no rhetoric, no philosophy.
Listen,
yes or no.
I'm going to answer your question.
Should that black guy have reacted?
You're not going to dictate my answer.
Should that black guy have
You're
reacted?
just rambling at this point.
Getting a vehicle coming at him the same
Again.
way the ICE agent reacted. Should that black guy have reacted and pew-pewed the officer that ran him over?
Again, sir, I would like to answer you, but you're not going to dictate my answer. If you don't want
No,
my
it's a yes or
answer-
no question. It's a yes or
no,
no question.
I don't-
Every time
I
we
don't
ask you
answer yes or
motherfuckers,
no.
every time we ask you motherfucker yes or no question, you go on to gaslighting with condescending tones with your fucking philosophies.
been
Nobody want to hear your
gaslighting.
goddamn
Okay.
philosophy.
Okay.
Everybody
Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real
You don't
quick.
want my answer? I'll take that as a win for Hoodlum.
That's
Okay.
right. He doesn't want your answer. He just wants to gaslight himself.
Okay, here. Let's. I think this is the video.
Facing charges
Typical
including
liberal.
second-degree attempted murder after this viral video shows him trying to run down a man in his cruiser.
Now, did you see what just took place, Hoodlum? The question is, and you can answer however you'd like. Did that guy have a right to shoot that officer in the head?
I would say that officer should be tried criminally for trying to use his vehicle as a weapon.
That wasn't
I
the
think
question.
Wasn't the question.
No, and again, him working as his private capacity, if he felt
Circle
that
argument.
his life was in imminent
Flag on the
danger,
play.
then sure.
Wait. This officer in his police cruiser was operating in his private capacity all of a sudden?
No.
Is that what you just said, Hoodlum?
No, you didn't hear me.
The
I said
question
if the
is,
I heard the question, Tim. Can I answer?
yes, did this guy
Right.
right here have a right in that moment to turn around and shoot this man in the face?
I said yes.
Okay, there we go. And for the record,
Dude,
he
that's
was
the most-
found.
That's
He
the
was
most
found
honest
guilty.
answer he done said since he's been on this panel. That's the most honest, transparent answer he's given since he's been up here.
Well, I
after
don't think the
15 seconds of
officer-
trying to circle argue
I don't
it.
think the officer was working in a legal capacity at that point, so that's the reason why I made the statement that I did.
Well, I mean, he was in his police cruiser. I
mean,
think
you
it'd
clearly
be
don't
hard to.
understand.
And he tried to
it'd be
run him
hard to-
over instead of calling for
working in legal
backup. He
capacity.
could have called for backup, but instead
Yeah,
he
but
tried
you
to run
don't-
him over and take law into his own hands.
I understand that you don't do pit maneuvers when on an individual that's outside of a vehicle, and that's what that officer was trying to do. It shows poor choice of decision making ability, and he needs to be brought up in charges.
It's attempted
And
murder.
yes,
But did
That's not a
somebody
pit
say that the
maneuver.
I would
officer
agree.
was found
That's
guilty?
attempted murder with a
Yeah.
deadly
But
weapon.
that's
Yeah.
funny because all your fellow MAGA supporters said that he should have complied with the law and that wouldn't have happened.
Well,
Right.
that's also true as well. When he said stop in the name of the law, then he should have. Yeah.
And then when the person that you detained or allegedly detained does not comply, that's when you call for backup. It's in the fucking handbook of every police academy.
See how it
If you seem
circles
like
back?
something is finna escalate, you call for backup. Do not take matters to your own hand. It's in the fucking police academy handbook, bruh.
But y'all see
The
how this
fuck?
circles back? That cop was tried because a fleeing suspect does not warrant deadly force.
Because
right.
their
A
life
fleeing
isn't in
suspect.
imminent danger. Yeah, that's correct.
A
And that's
fleeing
why I made
suspect does not warrant deadly force.
That's
So the
correct.
system works.
I 100% agree, and that is why in this particular case, deadly force was warranted because of the forward movement of the vehicle.
It circles back to the case we're talking about, though. It circles right back.
Court, real
You can
real
make an
quick.
argument about whether she was trying to hit the cop, not trying to hit the cop, agitating. Every point that you've made today has been rebutted and proven wrong, and yet still you sit here and deny the truth that has been so blatantly put in front of you. And I said this earlier. It's cowardice. It's a blind faith that you follow like a small child who does what you're told because you don't know any better.
Because they don't like to be
Now,
debunked.
real quick, Courtney in the comments. I don't see you in the request box. You'll have to request up in order to say something, because whenever I go to request to invite you up, it is grayed out. I assume your profile is private.
Is this
But you're
Steiner?
welcome to request up. Now,
Is it Steiner?
I think you're next. Wasn't Joe the last one to go? If memories, or was it Ben? I don't remember now.
No, the last one
I
wasn't
think you went from Ben, then you went down, then you went to Joe, then Sensei, then me.
Hey, liberal, real
Did I
quick,
get through the whole panel in that last one? Oh,
Yeah,
You did.
I think you did.
But
I
we got
think you
somebody
did.
else though. We got somebody else
Yeah,
that's in
well,
diamond spot.
Hey,
Okay,
I just have a quick
so-
question. Quick question.
What's up?
Is any other video that starts earlier of everything that happened?
Not that I'm aware of, no. But I mean, we have video showing what 14 seconds prior to. So
I don't know if you heard before. I say I think he should not have done that. That's
yeah,
with what I know.
right.
I wouldn't have done it. But like I said, I don't know all the facts and like what was going on for.
Neither does Hoodlum. It's
I
okay.
think
I think
it wasn't necessary.
I think that what
Definitely
what
wasn't
isn't-
necessary.
Was unnecessary.
He could
What
have shot
isn't-
the tires.
Well,
They coulda
real
pushed her
quick,
out
guys.
the car.
Real quick. We got two
Sick of
people
that
up here.
conversation.
We got two people up here that haven't spoken yet.
But that
I,
was
Hey,
my
liberal, I'm gonna head
I
out.
can't remember. Oh, well, thank you,
I'm gonna
Llama.
catch y'all later.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye,
But y'all have a good one.
Llama.
It was,
We'll
it was
see
fun
ya.
talking to y'all.
Yep.
You know what, Hoodlum? Although I don't like your argument, I can respect you enough to give you a respectful goodbye, unlike some of the other people.
Okay,
on this
goodbye,
panel.
Llama. I love
Goodbye,
you.
Hoodlum.
You respect Hoodlum by telling him to shut the fuck up.
I
Yeah,
did
there
do
you
that
go.
a couple of times, but I'll give
appreciate
you
it.
a respectful goodbye. I still have a little bit of empathy for my fellow human.
I got you.
All right, love y'all. Goodbye.
Love you too.
Take it easy. Courtney, there is a spot open. Since you're from the
Thanks,
area,
Llama.
you're welcome to request up. I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes
So,
and then I got to move on.
Tim,
What?
I got some stuff. I'll be back.
I've
Okay,
been playing
thank you, Joe.
defense for a while. Could I just have like 60 seconds?
Sure. Yeah, that's
Okay,
fair.
thanks.
And then I'm gonna get to Roll Tide, and I don't know what Squares. I'll call you Squares. Go ahead, Hoodlum.
Yeah, so what we haven't been talking about is the actions that this particular Miss Good was doing all day. We don't have any video recordings of how ICE engaged with this particular individual. It's been alluded that it's been like this protesting or observer position, but I have a feeling that and this is just my opinion. Take it for what you will, but I think it would be an antagonistic position where she most likely impeded them doing their job several times. And the point of, okay, we've had enough, and that we are going to detain this individual for criminal activity that she's been encountering with all day, is the conversation that's not being discussed. We can talk about her intentions. We can talk about the wheels being turned one way or the other. The bottom line is she put it in drive, and she needs to take accountability for that. And that's my position.
Okay.
Could it be because she was in the middle of the road?
Hold on, JT. I'm not sure who came first, but Squares was waiting for. Well, they were both waiting for a while. Roll Tide, go ahead, and then we'll get to Squares.
Yeah. My point is, I just think that if I had been that police officer, I don't think I would have shot. But I wasn't there. I wasn't in the situation. Nobody really knows what they do till they're confronted with it. But what I will say is, she should have complied with the order to stop and get out. Everybody says, oh, no, that's bootlicking and all this and that and other. But if you're sitting at an ATM, you just took $500 out, and a guy with a mask on runs up to your car and says, give me your money, you're going to say, no, I'm not complying? No, you're going to give him the money. So that person can take your life. So why wouldn't you just stop, comply, and then litigate it later in court if they were in the wrong?
You got 20 seconds left, roughly?
Yeah, I mean, that's really just all I needed to say. I just think people need to stop getting in their head that you don't have to comply with police officers. You do. And when you don't, bad things happen.
Nobody well, I want to make the point though that I'm glad that you said she should have, because what you should have to do isn't what you have to do. Right? Those two are separate.
Yeah. I agree. But you suffer consequences for decisions like that.
But that doesn't make those consequences correct.
I never
Would you
said
agree?
that.
I agree. You didn't say that. I'm just making that point. That's all I wanted to say.
Right.
Squares, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for letting me join the conversation. So one of the things I would have liked to address first is that I think Hoodlem said at one point that she has to take accountability for what she's done, but what kind of accountability can she take now that she's been unalived with blood? I mean,
well, I think that she took
Hoodlum,
the maximum.
hold on, Hoodlum.
Oh yeah, the maximum. Yeah, the death penalty. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, for what for? Yeah, for just driving away, not trying to hurt anyone, not even attempting to run the officers over. So, I mean, it's very clear from the very different angles we've been provided with so far that she's not trying to hurt anyone. She's just trying to flee. And so I'd like to go back to one of the things. I think I think you said that like maybe a couple of hours ago, Hoodlem, you tried to make some kind of appeal to people's hearts, saying, oh, this officer, he's a human, he's a human being after all. Oh, why should we judge him in the first place? But what about Renee, who was a wife, a daughter. And also a mother of 3 kids, of maybe young children as well. And what about her? What about her life, which has been destroyed now?
Sure.
What about
so
her?
Can
I'd like to no, wait, let me finish. Just
go ahead and land your plane. Time's up. Go ahead and land your plane.
Okay.
No, go ahead and land your plane. Finish your point.
Okay, sure. So yeah, one of the things we keep claiming is that America as a nation is a Christian nation, and we value, life over death, and we want to make sure that to keep people from abortion and so forth. And when it comes to a lady who's an American citizen, she was not even supposed to be apprehended by ICE, and she's been unalived. What for?
Yeah, so
you want us to cry
please,
for an officer who's murdered her in cold blood.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
so
crazy.
let me explain.
Okay.
Let me rebut just for real quick.
45 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I used to ride sports bikes, at a very high rate of speed, and I didn't have kids, I didn't have a mortgage, I didn't have responsibilities. I was just a dumbass kid addicted to speed. I'd go up into the mountains and put my own life at risk and do stupid shit, right? But as I got older, and when I have kids, you know, as I'm doing like, you know, triple the speed limit, you know, I find myself thinking like, you know, I have to think about my kids at this point. And so I changed my decisions on writing that and doing that type of behavior because I have responsibilities. If you're gonna like try to personalize her life and her kids, like she took that risk in putting herself in that position at her own free will.
Faulty
She was in her own
comparison.
neighborhood.
Yeah, it has
She
nothing
was in
to
her
do
no,
with
she was in
anything.
her own neighborhood, sir.
Yep.
She was in her own fucking neighborhood, man.
Yeah,
Let's.
and
I'm
also
going to
I'd
open
like
it
to
up.
add-
I'm going to open up the panel. Actually, Kapuna and Sharpie. Let me go to you two, and then I'm going to open up for 10-minute open discussion so everybody can just talk. You know, Kapuna, go ahead.
They keep on missing the point here. What does ICE stand for? ICE is Immigration and Customs. She didn't fall under any of those categories. She's a U.S. citizen driving in her car in the United States. She wasn't doing any customs, and she wasn't an immigrant. They had no reason to ask her any questions for any reasons. Kristi Noem said, oh, they were trying to get their car out of the ICE. I never saw that in the video. No ICE patrol car was stuck in the ICE. They approached her vehicle and then were demanding her to get out of her car. As a U.S. citizen, she doesn't have to comply to a masked person coming up to their car. It's just simple. It's so easy. You can cloud it and throw all the other stuff on that you want to. But the basic thing is, ICE is ICE. They're supposed to go after immigrants and customs. What's the issue here? She was an American citizen gunned down in her car.
Okay, sir.
It's
So
wrong.
let me ask you.
Don't
If,
comply
hold on.
with
Let me
law
ask you a question.
Take your life into your own hands.
W.
Hey,
Kapuna.
hold on. So what you're saying is if ICE is arresting an immigrant, somebody else can actively get involved with that investigation and obstruct them, and ICE can't do anything about it because they're a United States citizen? Get the fuck out of here,
That's
dude.
the narrative.
That's
they're
not what
all
I'm
pushing.
saying. See, this is where you guys conflate what I said. I never said anything about her obstructing anything.
Of
I'm
course you
saying
didn't.
that she lost her life because she didn't answer a guy in a mask to get out of her car.
It's not a guy
There's
in a
no
mask.
ICE has
It's
no
a
right
it's
to
a
ask that
federal
question.
officer. It's a
Yes.
federal officer. It's not a guy in a
It
mask.
doesn't matter.
It does,
He's an
sir.
ICE
It
agent.
doesn't
does
matter.
His
matter,
authority.
They
sir.
were
His
plainly
authority.
marked police. They were plainly
His
marked
authority.
police. It is your duty to comply with law enforcement officers.
No, it isn't.
Okay,
It
wait,
is,
wait,
to-
wait,
it
wait,
is
wait, wait,
absolutely
wait,
your
wait.
duty
No, it
when they've
isn't.
given
When
you a
was she
lawful
not
order.
complying?
That
When she
lawful
waved
order.
them by?
That
When she was waving
lawful.
the ICE people by? Was that not complying?
It
If
What
was
is
I'm
the
lawful.
point
and
of
let
They,
me
saying?
let
they
me
were
let me make
conducting
this
operations in the area.
okay. I
It was
still have to get
lawful for
to.
him to detain
I
someone.
have to still get to Sharpie. But if I'm in Oklahoma and a Mississippi cop pulls me over, I don't have to do a fucking thing for that man.
He's a federal agent.
Outside of this jurisdiction, an agent that does immigrations and customs enforcement, just like Kapuna.
USC
And
111.
I want to point out that this lady knew that they were ICE agents because, according to all of you, she was following them around, so she knew that they had no jurisdiction over her because she's a
No,
U.S. citizen. They
They
have no
do.
jurisdiction.
USC 111.
They
Look
have,
it up.
they have
They
no
do have
jurisdiction over U.S. citizens.
jurisdiction.
No, they do not.
Well, would you
No, they
like me?
don't.
I can go in there and fire
Unless
the
they're
computer up and
violating
read you the code.
federal law.
What's the code?
Unless they're violating federal law.
USC 111 and 151. I believe it's 111.
They have no
I had it up last
jurisdiction
night.
to detain a U.S. citizen
I'll
who
go pull it
isn't.
up.
They don't have a right to, unless they
They
have
absolutely
reasonable,
do, sir.
articulable suspicion that they
They
are either
absolutely do.
committing a federal crime
Give me
or
just a minute to
are
get
an
to my
immigrant.
computer.
Now I can pull it up. I already have
Okay,
it up.
pull it up.
I already
Okay.
have it up.
I can save you the trouble. I can save you the trouble. The 10th Amendment supersedes all of that. The states have the right to police their own states.
I already
They
have it
do,
up.
but that does not
simple.
trump federal law, sir.
But she wasn't.
Federal trump state. They do have the right to
But
police their
she
own
does.
citizens.
But they
In
have
general,
to have a reason to show
whoever
that she's committing a federal crime.
Hey, liberal,
forcibly,
zooming in some. Hey, zooming
forcibly,
in some. The
forcibly
right- there you go.
assaults,
Thank you.
resists,
Yo, can y'all shut
opposes.
up? He's trying to fucking finish his shit.
In general,
Liberal
whoever
speech.
forcibly assaults, resists, opposes, impedes,
Opposes and impedes.
forcibly,
Oppo-
forcibly,
Okay,
forcibly.
well, her
All of these
vehicle was
after.
impeding them.
Whoa.
No.
She
Let's look
speed.
at. Hold on. Let's look at what is going on in this street. Let's just take a bird's eye view, shall we? Let me go back to where she's parked. I've got my thing in the way. Let me pull this.
Hey, are you allowed to play the audio to it too without getting?
I can, but
strike?
it's. Oh, I know why. I know why you can't see. I zoomed in. Do you see this vehicle that is in the road?
Yep.
She is
The silver
impeding.
SUV.
She is impeding absolutely nobody because there is a vehicle in the road blocking her path. And in matter of fact, let me show you this vehicle right
Okay,
here.
sir,
Hold on. Do
sir.
you see this vehicle
Okay.
right here? Hold on. Do you see
I've
this
seen
car
it
right here?
1,000 times.
Yes. And watch. She waves
She
them
waved them
on.
by. She's waving them by.
She's impeding
Okay.
nobody.
Sir, look at 18 USC 1501.
I think I have that one pulled up too.
Obstructing service of
Just
legal
keep
process.
hitting.
Putting
Just
your
keep
car
hitting.
in there and not moving so that they can freely move is obstructing service of legal process.
That is incorrect.
But can you show me the
That
ICE agent?
no.
that's
You
fucking-
you are applying.
18 USC
You are applying.
371,
No. You are
conspiracy to
applying.
impede federal
You
officers.
are applying to state or local ordinance a federal statute because impeding the traffic, which is where her vehicle is sitting in the road, that is a local issue, and they have no jurisdiction. They
Under
cannot
that
enforce
code-
local. They
under
cannot
that code, it
enforce.
says
They
what is
cannot
arrestable-
enforce. They cannot enforce local or state laws because
Sir,
they are
listen,
federal.
It
They
says
can't.
right under the code, what is arrestable obstruction? Physically blocking agents using force or threats.
She
providing
didn't, though.
false information.
Bruh.
She physically
they were on
blocked the
feet.
agents.
They were already on feet. They were
Let's
already moving
watch
freely. She
the
wasn't
video
obstructing anybody.
again. Let's play this again because I don't know what about this you don't understand. Watch what is happening.
They getting out on feet.
Why would
They
he
getting out
get
on
out
feet.
of
Look at
the
this.
truck?
No.
Why would he
Forcibly
get out of the truck if
opposes,
she was not
impedes,
blocking?
conspiracy to obstruct. But watch what just happens. Let me click over here again. Watch this. She is telling them to go on. She's obstructing absolutely nobody. They chose to stop. There
Because she
is
was in the
another
middle
lane.
of the road,
No,
sir.
look at
Then
over
why
here.
did-
Look at the road.
Okay, if she was
Look
doing
at
nothing
this.
wrong, why didn't she just get
This is
out
the
of
other
truck?
lane. This is the other
Like
lane.
she was told.
This is the other
Is there a
lane.
silver
This is the
there
other
a
lane.
Silver SUV.
Hold on. This is the other lane. Are you telling me that if a fucking trash truck was in this lane picking up trash, the officers could get out their fucking truck, tell them to pull them out of the fucking vehicle because they're impeding or obstructing their shit, even though they could clearly go around them.
No.
And if they didn't, if they didn't do
Intent
anything,
to obstruct.
you said
The
at the very
officer
beginning, you
evidently
said,
had reason
hold
to
on,
believe she
you
was
said,
obstructing
hold
law
the fuck on.
enforcement.
Can you not interrupt? You said earlier that intent doesn't matter, Hoodlum, and now you're claiming that the intent matters. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Intent
Sharpie.
absolutely matters.
Sharpie. Yeah, well, tell that to Hoodlum. One of the first
It
fucking
doesn't.
things out of his mouth when he came up on this panel was that intent doesn't matter. He said that very clearly. Sharpie,
Yeah,
go ahead.
When it came to her pulling
I don't
forward,
care. I don't care, Hoodlum. Sharpie, go ahead. Sharpie, Chuck.
JT, your water's loud.
Yeah, speak up a little bit, Sharpie. We can barely hear you.
Well, JT, your water's loud. You're drinking water.
It's because there's
No,
ice
it was
in
a
it.
big bottle. No.
Hey guys, I appreciate you letting me
I see what
have
you
my
did there.
say. I appreciate your live, but I got to bolt, got to work.
Well, thanks,
And,
Roll Tiger. I appreciate it. I
I'll
hope you
catch
come back.
guys later.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Take it easy, man.
This whole obstruction argument.
Well,
do we
hold
not
on.
See the
Sharpie.
Yeah,
Sharpie.
I'm just going to say that the position of the MAGA people on the panel that she was there aggressing people is very weak and honestly very irritating to repeatedly hear. She clearly lived there. It like the idea that she put herself in the position is like the same kind of argument you could make that getting into a vehicle puts you in the position that you could get in an accident. It's
she
just,
was not in front of her house. Let's make that very clear.
oh my God.
Here's
It's
30
already been
Someone said she
reported.
did. We said she was in her neighborhood.
Sharpie has 30 seconds. Why are you guys interrupting Sharpie? He has 30 seconds.
Sorry.
My position is that if we repeatedly and completely ignore ICE unaliving people, and we somehow justify that, which is what you guys are miraculously capable of doing for some reason. Anyway, if we keep doing that, that will cause more incidents to happen. If we don't do anything, shut up. If we don't say anything, if we don't stand up and say, hey, this is crazy, it's going to happen more. And then to sidetrack, I just was curious, no one else cares that the U.S. took that oil tanker yesterday that Russia had? I'm just curious why no one else is talking about that either.
It's a ghost ship, and it's not a Russian ship. It was re-registered 18 months ago.
Irrelevant.
Do your research.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I actually have the video downloaded. I was going to bring it up yesterday, but then all of this happened. And this, to me, the U.S. citizens being unalived is, I don't know, more important than a tanker.
Hey, Tim, can I
being
rebut just
stolen
real quick? I
because
just need
they've
15
already
seconds.
stolen tankers. They took 1.1 million barrels of fucking oil from Venezuela, and now Donald Trump posted that he's going to take 50 to 60 billion dollars or whatever of Venezuelan oil and offload it in the U.S. port and steal their oil. He posted this on True Social. So
Fuck that. He didn't take the oil. He took the whole damn country.
Well,
we're
that's
going to
true.
run a country. You basically took
That's
the
true.
whole fucking country.
Okay,
You
so
took the
I
whole goddamn
think
country along with the oil.
Can I rebut that for 15 seconds, Tim?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so your assertion, Sharpie, that this is only going to be a furtherance of these things happening, I would argue that the fact that you make that ICE agents don't have jurisdiction to do their job in America, in the whole of America, is the reason why this is going to continue. You guys need
When
to
did I
stop the
say
fucking
that?
rhetoric.
When did I say that?
Nobody said that, Hoodlum.
Well, when the hell did I say that?
You did. You
No, I didn't.
Wait,
That's
said
you
what?
heard. That's not what I said.
Yeah, so when you continually say that people don't have to abide by lawful orders given to them by federal agents, then this is what's going to happen. I advise people to do as you're told and comply.
Of course you do.
And if you don't agree with it, then file your
Okay.
your
And the
242
differences-
lawsuit or your 1983 or your 1984 lawsuit for your civil rights being violated and live another day. See?
Okay, the difference is if a police officer did this,
Hold on, let me-
then it
let-
would go up
look,
against it would go up against, and that man, the police officer, would be thrown in prison for breaking the law. But this ICE agent, that's not going to happen because ICE isn't police. There's no rules against ICE, and that you don't care is the reason why I'm saying if we don't make a big deal about this, it'll continue to happen.
Exactly what I thought you said.
Okay. Now, real quick, I'm about to open it up to open discussion. I'm going to start with Toby, and then after Toby, I want Zeke to go, and then everybody else can join in after that since those two haven't spoken yet. Try to give people a chance to actually say something, keep it clean. I've got to step away for a second, so I also don't have any mods, so please don't disrespect the panel by just ignoring everything else. Go ahead, guys. Toby, start us off.
Yeah, hi guys. So my thing with this whole thing, everyone keeps talking about jurisdiction this and all this stuff. At the end of the day, I really feel like we all understand this is about accountability. You have the Department of Homeland Security up there blatantly lying to everyone, calling her a domestic terrorist, all this stuff, regardless of if you agree with how she protested, what she did, that wasn't terrorism. Whether you believe she was right or wrong, personal opinion, come on, guys. This is about accountability. He shot her. And you know what? I'm gonna be with Hoodlum on that you know what? He probably is gonna get away with it. He was justified in shooting her. He felt for his life. That's his own personal opinion, right? We give that leeway to our police officers and all this stuff to help protect us. That's the point. Now, he didn't do that. They had no jurisdiction here. He had the authority to be there. ICE has the authority to be in every state and enforce immigration laws. But they did not have the jurisdiction to pull her out of the vehicle, even if she was protesting. They probably, I'm going to go play devil's advocate. Maybe she was blocking them and driving in front of them that we don't see before the video. But that doesn't give them the right to walk up to her and pull her out. They were just trying to get their car unstuck. They weren't arresting anyone. They weren't doing any of that. They were driving through her neighborhood. She blocked them. They were annoyed by her. They do not have the right to be annoyed by someone and just pull you out of your vehicle. That they don't have the authority to do that. They call local law enforcement and have them come arrest you. If you're driving on the highway, does your city cop have the authority to pull you over? Yes, he can pull you over. He can't arrest you. He has to call CHP and have them do that because highways is their jurisdiction. By the way, I'm from California.
Exactly.
We have highway patrol, right? Other places have state patrols. He
They
can
gotta
pull
call
you
back
over.
up.
You could be doing something hella illegal. He can pull you over. But he does not have the authority to arrest you on the highway. He has to call state patrol to come and arrest you.
That's incorrect, sir.
All right, go ahead,
It
Zeke.
is, bro. It's in the handbook. If an officer pulls you over and they spidey senses kick in, if you will, that something seems suspicious or they have a suspicious reason that you might be trafficking something or driving under the influence of something or whatever, and if they feel that it could escalate by policy, by code of conduct, they supposed to call for backup. They're not supposed to handle it under their own merits, man.
It's not just
That's in
about
the
backup,
fucking
like
handbook.
it's what you're saying. If they had suspicion, they have every right to pull you over and detain you. They have every right to detain you.
So listen,
But if a city police officer pulls you over on the highway, only your local state patrol or
that's
highway
incorrect.
patrol can
That's
come
incorrect.
up.
It's correct.
No,
Yeah,
it's
he's
not.
supposed
Look
to
it
call-
up.
he's supposed to call
Only
for
highway
backup
patrol
for the
has
state trooper.
jurisdiction.
No,
He's supposed to call for backup for the state trooper or the highway patrol, depending on the state you're in.
A sheriff
We have
can pull
state
you
troopers.
over
but-
on
Does
any
Zeke get a
road
chance
in
to
the
talk, or
county.
was this free for all?
It
No,
is
listen.
open discussion, but I wanted
Yeah,
since Toby and Zeke were new, I wanted
Yeah,
them
so I'm gonna respond to
fucking.
Toby.
Well, you're going to shut up for a second because
Sorry.
I was responding to somebody else. Zeke was supposed to go after Toby. Zeke, go ahead.
Like right now, I'm just in the mix of everything because I saw it come out on the news and whatnot. But from what I've seen, it's too soon to put a point on what was actually happening because there's a lot of mix about there was 3 different agents telling her 3 different things, and then we don't even know what she was doing. Was she protesting or was she leaving her house? I know that was her neighborhood, but there's people also claiming that she was a protester as well. So it's too soon to put a point on what actually was going on. And I think that it's wrong that they're pushing Minnesota, or was it was Minnesota, right, that it happened, that they're pushing them out of this investigation because there's 2 different things that are going on. And at the same time, I'll finish off with this because I'm just make it short, but I feel that we were all raised to respect law enforcement and whatnot. I understand you might not respect ICE, whatever, that's cool. But if a county agent, whoever it is, whoever, like county officer, whatever, if they're giving you an order, I was raised to follow that order, whether it's stop your car, exit the vehicle, and all that could have prohibited from all this other stuff happening, from her losing her life, if she would have just simply stopped the vehicle. And you know what? If she would have stopped the vehicle, then the officers are right there. They're trying to remove her. She wouldn't have been trying to, what they say, flee or whatever's going on. I feel that, just respecting agents and whatnot, because then, like someone said, all you would have been is detained. You wouldn't have been arrested. You would have just been detained, and she would have went on her merry day.
Yeah, you're right. Jewish people complied too, didn't they, Zeke?
Yeah.
Didn't they complied real good when they told them to get on the fucking train. They got on the train, didn't they?
They didn't have a choice. They were forced. They were forced.
Oh, so it's different?
They had a choice. They had
Is
a
it-
choice.
You're saying that lady didn't have a choice?
She's an American citizen. Of course she has a choice.
Okay,
So did
so
the
the
slaves.
Jewish people didn't have a choice?
They were forced against their will.
I see. But they complied, didn't they? Because that's what happens when you comply. You bend over and let them fucking raw dog the shit out of
That's
you.
a false comparison.
Yeah, but
and you know
you're
it.
you're
No, it
also
isn't. No, it
you're still
isn't.
she
When
still
you
would have had her life
comply with a
if she would have
government
complied.
that is authoritarian, they put you on a train,
What's
they send you
authoritarian
somewhere
about
else,
the? Hold
and
on.
they
Do we
fucking
have
kill
laws,
you.
Tim? Do you have
Do
the
you
right
want to
meet
live
your
in a country like
accuser?
that? Do
Tim,
you
do you have
want
the
to
right
live in a
to?
country? Look, we're beyond the law.
I choose
We're
to
beyond
respect
the
law
law.
enforcement.
If you,
I
yeah,
just choose to
you
respect law
choose.
enforcement
You
because
choose.
at the end of
That's
the day,
fine.
they're the
And
ones with the guns.
that's they're the ones with the. I don't think so.
Points quickly.
Did she
We
have a
have
gun?
guns too.
Did she have a
The
gun?
whole
I don't know, and it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Exactly.
whole
But
problem
my
with this
thing
whole
is
argument.
why go
No,
against
you
it?
want
Why?
people to comply. Be good little bitches for the government. But I want a small government. I
If
really,
it
I want
means
a
keeping
small
my life, I
government.
would.
But you
If
have
it
to,
means keeping my
right?
life, I would.
Because
The
you
whole
are a coward. That's what cowards do. You comply
why-
and you
but-
allow.
but-
So at the end
You
of the
allow.
day, a coward is still
the
breathing,
whole
and I don't lose my life because I'm cooperating.
That's
Okay.
your choice.
Okay.
But
And that was her choice.
you know, but you know the,
Okay.
the you know.
Can I make a couple of points quickly? So
Okay.
one of the things I would have liked to go back
Okay.
to is that well,
Okay. There we go. When I'm speaking, please don't interrupt me. Can we fucking do that? I can't get 2 words in and you guys interrupt me. Next person that does it gets dropped. I don't care who you are. It's been happening all fucking. And there you go. Zeke, you can take that fucking compliance and get the
Bye.
fuck out of here. You're a coward, sir. Zeke, you are a coward. Hoodlum, you're a fucking coward. You want the government to dictate to others what they do. That's what you want. That's what
No,
you're
I
advocating
want-
for.
No.
And here you go, bitch. Fucking baited you right into that. Got tired of listening to your ass, and I fucking knew that you were going to do that, you little cunt.
Can I laugh at that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You guys are advocating literally to tell everybody to obey the government. And so when my memory comes back to me during C-19, and I see you dumb fucks out there with your fucking, without your mask on, screaming and crying, well, I don't want to wear my mask. I don't have to comply. Don't tread on me. Where was your compliance then, you little fuck? When the government was telling you, and they had a right to do it, was telling you to put that fucking mask on. Why were you crying like little bitches about that? When it comes, you have no right to not have a fucking mask on your face, bitch. But you're saying that somebody who wants to observe and report, they're not allowed to do it. And if the Gestapo comes and tries to abduct you, you have to just comply and go to court. That's called tyranny, bitch. That's what you're advocating for, both Zeke and Hoodlum. I don't want to live in a country like that. So I don't really like to associate myself with people like that. If you want a tyrannical government, go to North Korea. Okay? All right, go ahead, guys.
But you know what, liberal,
That's what I
real
was
quick.
trying to say earlier.
Even if she would have complied.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I got you.
I'm ready to
Sensei.
fucking drop,
can I say
man.
something quickly?
Here we go. I'm
No, I
gonna
got you,
reset
Sensei.
the
Let me say
timer.
this real quick.
Go
But
ahead.
it's funny how they say that we should comply, right? And but that doesn't necessarily mean that we still gonna be alive. How many people have we seen actually complied, got out of the car, and still lost their life? It seems like, and then here's a contradiction. When people walking in a neighborhood that actually live in that neighborhood that they quote unquote shouldn't live in, and they get harassed by these fucking Karens, and they tell them, and they tell the Karens, whether it's them or their husband harassing these people, tell them, leave me alone. I live in this neighborhood, leave me alone. Do they comply? Do they comply, or do they get more aggressive with the people that shouldn't be living in their neighborhood? If we want to talk about compliance.
The whole issue behind all this was like what Zeke was saying, an order. There's a lawful order and an unlawful order, right? And you have to go. Toby, you got a lot of noise, but I think it's Toby. But anyways, it goes back down to having reasonable, articulable suspicion of the crime and jurisdiction. we conclude, and what's his name? Hoodlum's argument was obstruction. Yes, if she was obstructing ICE, there becomes a problem. But we clearly see a big ass silver SUV in her way, right? Who was obstructing whom? And then she was graciously enough to actually let the other SUV come on by with a hand waving, trying not to obstruct. So the whole obstruction argument doesn't hold very well. Again, jurisdiction applies. ICE is to enforce. Immigration and customs law, not just normal, state and local laws. That's not of their purview.
Okay. Who would like to go next? You guys can do, jump in. Squares? Go ahead, Squares.
Yes, please. Yeah, sure.
And then Kapuna after that. And then, yeah.
So, there are a couple of points I would like to go back to. So, a lot of people keep claiming that she, she was probably in her neighborhood. So, she had a good reason to be here and maybe to turn around.
Hey, Squares, speak up a little bit louder, bro. Speak up just a tad bit louder if you can.
It is a little hard to hear.
Sure. Oh, it's hard to hear.
Can you hear me now? Little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so I said.
Man, you sound like a Quiet Storm radio host right now. Speak up, son.
All right, go ahead.
So I mean, a lot of people actually claim that she was in her neighborhood, so she had probably got plenty of reasons to be there, and so when you look around and see people, masked people giving you orders, and all of a sudden you have to comply with anything they say, and you have no reason to actually know where they're coming from. There's nothing. It seems to me that there is nothing that indicates that they might be police officers or from ICE. How could you know? How could you know about that? And so remember that one of the very first move that this guy is trying to make, one of those people is trying, to grab the door handle on the driver's side, and that's when she starts to move away, and not to hurt anyone, but just to go away and to protect herself. So I mean, and when you do you remember that when you're in a neighborhood, sometimes you have to be very vigilant, and you have to look around, care for yourself, care for your for the neighborhood, and so probably that's what she did. She was maybe questioning what was happening there. And the second point I wanted to make is that how come no one actually questions the fact that, I mean, I didn't hear anyone point to the fact that she there was someone who was a medical doctor, I think, and he tried to ask if she still has a pulse. That's the only thing he wanted to make sure about, and he was barred from accessing the victim. And when even an ambulance apparently tried to get in, they blocked.
It was mentioned in the comments. Someone did right there in the comments.
Yeah, but that I don't know if you guys remember, but that's exactly what happened with the IDF, who they barred access to ambulances, nurses, doctors in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, letting people to die. And so that's exactly what happened here. And so that's why some people actually claim there is IDF now in America, because they could have avoided what happened next. Perhaps she would still be alive right now, but they made sure that she was going to leave this world, providing no help whatsoever.
Yeah, and to that point, let me play this real quick, and then Kapuna, let me get to you. I need a third monitor on this bitch. Here we go.
What you got? Oh, okay. Same video.
No, back up now. I'm a physician.
Hey, listen, we understand. We got EMS coming, and I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene.
We have medics, but fuck you. You're a doctor. I don't care. Medics first. And we're not going to let their vehicle in. We're going to make them walk up here and then drag this lady out like she's a sack of potatoes, like somebody else said on Twitter. Gross.
So they trained to take a life and not save them. It got you.
Of course. Yeah, they denied medical care. And under the scope of a doctor, they, when they come across stuff like that, you can actually be punished for not helping if you're licensed. Kapuna, go ahead.
Toby, I'm in California too, just so you know. Being ex-law enforcement, I know that it takes 9 months in the academy to get fully trained, and depending on what training you want to go up to, whether it be SWAT, K9, whatever, that's extra training. These guys haven't been trained enough to do law enforcement. They just haven't. They've been stuck in uniforms and pushed out with a pew-pew and say, go do this job. So let's understand that the limitations that they're already put up with is to go out and get immigrants. That's ICE is immigrant and customs. They aren't there for traffic stops. They're not there to pull people out of cars. So anything that they get themselves into is of their own making. And this lady was just trying to get away. She was scared, obviously. Just common sense. A lady alone in a car, masked men run up on her, she's going to be frightened. And she's going to want to get out of there. She actually looked like she was calm because she was waving them by, but she did want to leave. She wasn't obstructing. She was trying to leave. But she hurt that one guy's feelings, and he had to make her pay for it. That's all it was. So for them to throw all this other stuff in, it's just a smokescreen. That's all it is.
And then
She didn't deserve to get pew-pewed for that.
And then they're talking about she was following them around all day. Where's the evidence of that?
At every level of law enforcement, whether it's federal, state, or local, obstruction is a crime. That is factual. But the thing is, that's what Hoodlum's trying to push. Where is the obstruction? Show me it. We clearly see the silver SUV obstructing her, right? She wasn't causing the obstruction, because that's actually false. What people are believing here. Yes, it is a crime at the federal level also. If he can prove obstruction, then we have an issue. But obviously the video shows something else.
But that's what the courts are for. Any law enforcement officer knows if it gets to the point where there's going to be a problem and there's going to be loss of life or any type of combatantness in the situation, get the license, get the information, let them go. You can find them at home, find them later, or just let the courts decide. It doesn't get to the level of lethal unless there's some kind of action. And she didn't get any of that.
I want to point something out real quick. I think I saw somebody in the comment who had said that they don't have a duty. In Minnesota, there is a duty to assist person at the scene of an emergency who knows that another person is exposed to or has suffered grave physical harm shall, to the extent that the person can do so without danger or peril to self or others, give reasonable assistance to the exposed person. Reasonable assistance may include obtaining or attempting to obtain aid from law enforcement or medical personnel. A person who violates this subdivision is guilty of a petty misdemeanor. So in Minnesota, it's actually it was a crime for that agent to stop that physician from helping. So there's that.
He won't be held accountable.
Here in California,
of course.
And you know what's funny? It's funny how Per Patel, his funky ass, is prohibiting any further investigation before their body cam footage are asked to be released.
To the people in the comments saying that doesn't apply when the state is involved and they're federal, not from Minnesota. This is a state law. And those individuals are operating inside of the state. That person was in the state of Minnesota. That duty to assist includes anybody in there. When you're in a state, you have to abide by the laws, including law enforcement. So what you're saying is just not true. They technically could be brought up on charges. They're not going to be. But that just goes to the point that these officers were malicious, I believe, in what they were doing. There was no reason to block a physician from being able to assist. No reason whatsoever.
And it's funny how they're talking about these violent terrorists and protesters and shit. But this fucking organization is going around the entire country terrorizing people. Just like how them sea suckers with the pointed white hats would go around terrorizing people. That's exactly what they're doing, man. They're terrorizing people or whatever. But then when they terrorize people, what they say. They say, "Oh, it's free speech. It's free speech." But then when we combat their free speech, now we're the fucking terrorists. Just like how they did with the Black Panthers. They were going around, the police. I'm just saying the police was going around with their pointed white hats at nighttime, terrorizing folks, and then when one of their own police cars get set ablaze or whatever, then they deemed them terrorists. They deemed the Panthers terrorists when they were just responding to the terrorism that was going on in certain communities. And this is exactly what ICE is doing. They're the fucking terrorists. And if we stand up to them, how's that making us a terrorist because we standing up to them? The fuck? Make it make sense.
But she wasn't standing up to him. She was backing out of pulling out of a parallel parking spot. It's not standing up to ICE. It's different.
No, standing up. Even if she was, because we don't know what was said in her car when her car was stationary, okay?
Yeah, but just
she could have been
she
could have been standing up.
Doesn't mean you can use your imagination and assume what she said.
No, I'm just saying the whole time that her car was stationary, she could have been asking and challenging them what they were saying and doing, and then that could have warranted them getting all angry because a lot of law enforcement, they don't like it when you recite the law back to them that they don't know themselves. A lot of them don't.
That supports the conservatives' narrative here that she could have been doing that stuff, but there's no evidence or proof that she was doing any of that.
There was not enough time.
That she did that.
The time that transpired, there was not enough time for what you're hypothetical. That's just crazy, right? I mean, this happens within less than 10 seconds total from the first grabbing of the doorknob. I mean, probably 5 seconds. That didn't happen. Okay?
I mean, with that logic, you could say she could have been a zombie. Be like, I guess technically she could have been.
If we're to call her a protester, she's standing up for every one of our fucking rights. Remember that.
Okay, so 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
But she's not a protester.
From the time
I'm not
to make this point.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that she's protesting during this event, but she's been labeled a protester and other malicious things. She's protesting.
Agitator.
That's
But labeling her is accusing her. It's not proof.
She represents every one of our rights.
No,
she got violated because of it.
There's no evidence. It's just other people accusing her of being a protester. There's no evidence that she's a protester, and that's the conservative propaganda here.
No, she was.
She's not a
She was an ICE observer, and there was an eyewitness there that gave testimony to a local reporter that said she was reporting on ICE. This is known. It's documented. The people that were there were familiar with this, and she does it all the time. That's what the people that knew her said.
So I know that ICE is watching ICE do things?
Correct, and reporting on it. She was basically like, watch and report or whatever. That's what they do. They have like signal chats where a bunch of people in the neighborhood, they have these, hey, ICE is on 3rd Street or whatever. And then they'll keep eyes on them. They're ICE observers. And it's perfectly legal.
I know this is crazy, but this is just like every First Amendment auditor. You should be supporting them.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Even
if it's annoying or ridiculous, you should support
exactly. They are defending our rights as fucking part of the Bill of Rights, human fucking beings against the government. Right? And if any fool disparages those people, however crazy they are, you're stupid because the government is going to encroach on you.
That's right. Now, Zingo, you had your hand up in the comments. Go ahead. You haven't spoken yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
What's going on, Zingo? How you doing?
Good. I didn't know if I was supposed to just wait until everyone was done or if I could just jump in. But
if you do that, you never can speak.
Yeah, go ahead, Zingo.
But yeah, I did want to kind of touch on this because, like, to the point that Liberal had made earlier to Hoodlum, that I don't know if it was to Hoodlum or the other person. I apologize. I'm drawing a blank here, but it did seem like the connection you're trying to make. I could understand to history here, but if we keep allowing this type of, and I know I'm probably going to sound like I'm repeating what someone else said, but if we keep letting the same kind of thing happen, where incidents like this happen between ICE and civilians, and then we let this administration push the same kind of rhetorical narrative and just complete BS, it's going to get to a point where no one's going to have that free speech. No one's going to be able to fight against any of this bullshit that's going on. And if we let this happen, obviously it's just going to escalate to a point of no return. Or at least that's my theory on this whole thing. But
agreed.
But the problem is when we see people on the Republican side who are actively cheering this type of thing on, when they were complaining about certain individuals on their side getting pew-pewed, now it just seems like the hypocrisy is, I guess the term I could use here is palpable. It feels like they have a double standard.
Their argument would be that on January 6th, the Capitol 6 police should have been able to just shoot everyone because they were obstructing justice. They should have been able to just, right? Because those January 6th protesters were obstructing justice and broke into the Capitol. So the police should have been able to just shoot them all, right?
They were actually literally posing a threat to the Capitol and the entire country. When they stormed the Capitol, that's what I'm saying. And
they could have taken a fucking Tommy gun or something and just the whole goddamn crowd. After they breached the barricade, based on their logic, the government would be allowed to just mow every fucking person down there.
And Liberal, you know
They
what the
should have.
saddest part? One of the oh, go ahead, JT.
They should have mowed them down without due process.
They should stop talking about Ashley.
That's what they've been doing.
Ashley's justified, right?
And you know
what
the
I'm talking about.
Yeah. And you know what the saddest part about all this is? At the end of the day, regardless of what investigation is done, I can guarantee you, I can damn well tell you that regardless of if the ICE agent gets in trouble or not, Trump's just going to pardon him. Plain and simple. He did it with the J6ers. He's going to do the same thing with this ICE agent.
Well, they're already trying to cover it up. The FBI kicked out the BCA in Minnesota. They're taking the helm. So we probably won't see anything after this.
That's where it comes down to. We all just got to call this for what it is, and it's abuse of power. You know, they have the authority to be in these states. They have the power to enforce these immigration laws. Okay, you know, I may find it immoral what they're doing, but we can't say what they're doing is illegal. That's why we're out there protesting it, right? But you know, I keep hearing like what they were talking about earlier, how Hoodlum kept saying obstruction. That's just their abuse of power. That's what they're using to cover to arrest everyone. Because from what I heard, this only happened because they're trying to get their car unstuck and she was getting in their way and annoying them, right? Were they actively chasing someone? Were they actively pursuing a warrant? No, they're trying to get their car unstuck and they were annoyed with what she was doing.
I have a feeling because we've seen them target people, right, and shoot them after they find those people. And I don't know that this is true, but the fact that they're shutting down this investigation tells me that there may be evidence that says because of her actions, if she was a legal observer, you know, and doing that stuff and reporting on ICE, that they also were targeting her and that they found where she lived. They went to her neighborhood and they executed her.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I 100%. It's very possible because I don't know if anyone else has heard, but they cleared it up from what I understand, they cleared the crime scene in under 2 hours. I mean, I'm a trucker. Anytime I have a deadly accident that shuts down a freeway, I'm stuck there for minimum 4 to 8 hours waiting.
That was an opinion.
And that's just a normal person, just normal accident.
Yeah,
Entertainment purposes only.
And
That was
actually,
an
you've got
opinion.
to sorry, just quickly, you've got to remember that the people who were targeted first are those people, you know, who were protesting against the um, the um, the the delivery of all kind of weapons to that entity which is community side in Palestine. And so most of those people who were, you know, everything was everything was okay. I mean, they were not like they were not like illegal immigrants, and so they were targeted first. And now it just goes along with what the president has announced. Like TikTok is going to be soon under at the hands of Oracle, Larry Ellison's Oracle, and so anyone who opposes APAC and a foreign policy regarding the Riviera they intend to build in Gaza right now is going to be suspected of Teism. And look at what she's been. What is the criminal offense for that lady who's been alive? Domestic Teism. And when you look at the pictures, when you look at the video, there is nothing like Teism at all for just driving away.
Yeah, it's wild.
Almost immediately, Fox had already spun that narrative like within an hour of
9
the
minutes.
incident, and then what's her name? Bitchy Noam. What's her name? Bitchy Noam. She gets off and just gaslight the entire country about the shit and talking about multiple officers were injured, but liberal, if you bring up the video from every single angle, you don't see a single goddamn officer, ICE agent that was limping as if they got struck by a car.
Well, now there is an ICE agent on here. Let me show real quick. You know may not have caught this, but it had nothing to do with her. But watch on the left side, right? Watch real close. I was so scared I fell on the ice. He fucking he twisted his fucking ankle, that little bitch. Gravy Seal over here, Mill Team 6 in action.
And you know something? Go ahead.
So maybe there was one agent who hurt his ankle.
Liberal based
but the news was saying. Hold on. Then I got you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Who go with it?
Well, the sensei was talking.
But Go ahead.
Liberal, based upon your previous theory you stated earlier, which I'm not saying it's untrue, just your theory, right? I would
it's
like
just
to
a theory.
See I understand that. I would like to see evidence of why they're in that neighborhood. I want to see warrants. I want to see a paper trail of why they're in that neighborhood to begin with.
Exactly.
Right? Well, I need to see warrants.
They were on their way to the high school. They were on their way to Roosevelt High School.
They don't have a paper trail.
That's what
They're
they
on
said.
the way to the high school?
Yeah, Roosevelt High School to when the kids were getting out, they snatch up the parents. That's what they were going to do. That's what I heard.
So they need to have they need to have warrants to snatch people up, though. I'd like to see the warrants. They can claim wherever they want to claim. I just want to see a paper trail.
That's true.
And if I may, go ahead, JT.
They just like how they say that they got to get all these illegals out the country because they criminals. Yet they have not shown a single jail record or a single criminal history of these so-called illegals that they're getting out of the country. I can go pull up Queen Escobar. I can go pull up Pablo Escobar and all of their criminal activities. All right, but yet we can't pull up a single criminal activity of these quote unquote illegal criminals that they're getting out the country, that are unalivers, that are traffickers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I can pull up the Escobar family. I can pull up George Valdez and his criminal history. But yet I can't pull up the criminal history of these so-called illegals. Make that make sense?
Yeah, because they generally don't break the law because they don't want to get caught because they're not here with permission. Like, if you're trying to hide, why the fuck would you make it so that you can be seen? It doesn't make
Exactly.
sense.
If I may,
Exactly, but
Yeah, is
but
that Toby?
they can't
Well,
even.
hold on, JT. Somebody else is.
Oh,
Who
go.
was that?
that
Wanted
was
to go?
me. That was me, liberal.
Yeah, go
It
ahead.
was
That's me.
Zima.
I wanted to just add on to something that JT had mentioned. How Fox News was so quick to get onto this news story and everything. It's not just Fox News, and it's. I noticed this right off the bat that it was a bunch of just conservative and Republican commentators and social media influencers that jumped on this the instant that it happened, because this is a massive play in the Republican playbook, where these people will spread the rhetoric far and wide as quickly as possible so that the facts get swept under the rug, essentially. And it pisses me off that this won't be the last time it happens. It's not the first time it's happened either. But the fact that this continues to happen, and that people who are innocent are posed as criminals and radicals and all that. It's all that power that's going to these people's heads just so that they can keep people like you and I down.
Yep. Yeah, and I also, like, what's the point of the Second Amendment with these people anymore? Because all my life I've heard from these idiots. Well, we got to have our pew-pews because the government, we got to be able to fight against the government. And the moment they start doing tyrannical shit and shooting you in the face because you wouldn't get out, they're like, oh, you got to comply, though. Caputo,
There's a
go
good
ahead.
question. Did she have the right to pew that ICE officer? He was threatening her.
Yeah, good luck arguing that one in court.
She could have defended herself.
Yeah,
I mean,
with her
they were
pew.
I don't know if
even-
you guys are paying attention to the news right now, but JD Vance is the one that's out there at the press conference today. So they're pushing him out there for a reason. I'm telling you, he's going to be more in the camera because they're going to need to do something because
JD Vance is
Trump
a plant.
is going.
He's a plant. He's a plant, a pawn, and a dickhead is what he is.
Well, speaking of JD Vance, actually, I have a tribute to this man. I actually really love JD Vance. So much so that I made a sticker. The couch may pull out, but JD Vance doesn't.
Are we talking about Erica Kirk?
Somebody's pregnant, and I think it's the couch. Fucking JD Vance. Sorry, I had to fucking put
Y'all
that.
didn't. Y'all didn't. Y'all
JD
didn't get what I
Vance
said though.
is-
Is it Erica?
Yeah, no, because she's pregnant now. No, I mean, we saw the way she was rubbing the back of his head. Oh, JD, will you tread on me? Yeah.
Yeah, they both have something. They both
I
have
just
something to
wanted to
do
say
with
one
it, but
last
that's
thing.
another story.
Sorry, JT. So just one last thing before I leave you guys, and I see the live is going to end soon. So my last intervention for this live is going to be like we don't even know like have they announced themselves, like do they at any moment present themselves as being like ICE officers? She could. There are plenty of reasons why she would have been scared and not to comply with any of the orders she was given. So I mean, that's one point still to elucidate. So yeah, and so I'm gonna go now. Thanks, liberal loudmouth.
Thank you, Squares.
Squares. It was nice.
Yeah, I appreciate
It
it.
was nice meeting you,
guys
bro.
later.
Yeah, it was
But you
good
know what
having
else,
all
bro?
of you. But yeah, I do shut down at 1. Guys, real quick, I'm trying to do this for a living. So if you want to support this live and help me grow, share it out to your people, follow me. You can send Crash App and Vimo. I've got that information on my bio. couple of bucks, buy me a chiclet. I don't really care. I'm not picky, but it's to show support. I don't like corporations, so I don't want their money either. You can also gift. That helps push me out even further. And when you come in, you can just tap. And hopefully you guys come back tomorrow and we can do this all over again. Maybe with a fewer crash outs. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, thank you.
Nah, man. We don't want to comply with your demands, man. We don't want to comply with your shit, man.
Just comply. Just comply.
Right to
That's
pew
funny.
pew.
Nah, but thank you, Liberal. Now I'm about to drop down, but thank you, sir, for
That's
having. And
fucking
if
funny.
Of course.
if I'm
Thank you.
available tomorrow, I'll chime in tomorrow if I'm available. If you go live or later on or whenever.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. It was a great
Yeah.
live.
Thank you for
I
everything
thought,
you do, Liberal.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. Take care.
Hang up.
And don't forget, shut the fuck up. All right. All right, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Be there or be square, as they say. Peace.
No, you hang up. You hang up.
That's funny. All right, guys, take it easy. See ya.